All right. So you guys have been riding on the steampunk, sort of magic steampunk stagecoach for like 36 hours, so you have a long rest in you. We'll say you got 2 long rests, because you could have in theory long rested twice. But that is over. The stagecoach trip was completely uneventful. It was a nice, relaxing, very smooth ride. You made excellent time. You're on like 200 miles an hour. You passed through some plains, sort of the breadbasket of Dragonmyrth. The middle one, once you get to the east of Karenborg, between Karenborg and Soap is sort of just kind of a pastoral kind of farmland ruled by a bunch of different independent lords. So mostly it was just like you passing some nice fields of wheat and grain and various and sundry livestock farms. You cruise past Mirror Lake, which is just the biggest lake in the world. It's a large, super smooth lake. It's called Mirror Lake because for some reason the wind rarely blows there, so it's almost always a perfect mirror finish. You cruise past that, you keep going south from Mirror Lake once you get past the forests, and things start to get a little more arid. It's like Badlands, think kind of like North Dakota, South Dakota kind of territory, where it's not quite tundra, but it's sort of scrubby and shitty, and then that transitions to full tundra, and about 2 hours before you reach Notch, you're basically now in sort of a polar climate. It is effectively tundra all the time, and some of that is actually going over, in certain areas, to permafrost. Notch is positioned basically just north of where the permafrost sets in, so you are in some relatively arid, dry tundra. As you have continued to progress south, once you hit the Badlands, you started seeing settlements and, fields and crops and agriculture tapering off, and by the time you're, within an hour or so of Notch, once you get within basically a couple 100 miles of Notch, nothing grows anywhere. It's just tundra. There's no signs of agriculture. You don't see any other cities. You don't see anything of note. It's just sort of a desolate wasteland until you get to Notch itself, which is mostly just one large citadel and a small town that has sort of spilled over from the citadel. Like, there's a town around the outside, but you can tell that pretty much all the businesses and whatnot in that neighborhood are somehow linked to servicing the citadel in itself. There's a lot of military people and like armed adventurers walking around. Notch is a city of about 7,000 permanent residents, so it's not a very big town. Its population can swell or diminish depending on the needs at the wall, like how busy stuff is. Where are you going?
4 years, baby.
So it's a military outpost?
Yes. That's the only reason Notch exists. The whole reason for Notch to be here is it is the citadel that oversees the various and sundry defenses of the wall, which is, to give you an idea of where you're at, Notch is here, and the wall is here. This line here.
That distance is what? Than the peninsula.
Yes. The reason Notch is up north is because it is still in the part of the land that isn't permafrost. Once you get too much south of Notch, it just begins to get like bitterly cold and polar, and it's very difficult to live there. Mostly people only travel that to the wall. There are some small settlements and outposts all along the length of the wall, but in between Notch and the wall is, think Admiral Peary going to the North Pole. Like, it's a trek through some of the most harsh and rugged terrain in the world. And also, there's a ton of undead there, because sometimes they find ways to slip around the wall, so it's super dangerous territory to pass through. Really, the only things that go back and forth between Notch and the wall are people who are going to fight at the wall.
But that peninsula, that stretch across, what's that distance, please?
This, probably like 1,000, though the wall is about 1,000, it's like 1,500 miles long. It's big, like the wall is long. It's like 1,500 miles.
But Notch is well supplied.
Something like that.
Notch has the train track you run have rode in on is not the only one. There are several other tracks, and when you get to Notch proper, there's a huge switching yard at the Citadel, and you see many other various similar traveling devices to the one that you came in are just nonstop arriving, unloading, departing, arriving, unloading, departing. Okay, the switching yard is probably the only other thing of size in Notch, and it's nearly as big as the Citadel itself. It's huge. The reason
it's really
for that,
important.
Sort of. The reason for that is because Notch is the headquarters of Cedric Co., which is sort of like, think Amazon, but for magic stuff. Cedric Co. is headquartered, oddly enough, their world headquarters is in Notch. or at least used to be. But that's something you'll discover a little bit about when you get here. But it is the center of shipping for Cedric Co. throughout Dragon. Cedric Co. services all of Dragonmyrth.
So there are no ports along this isthmus or anything like that?
Nope.
Jeez. Why?
Nobody lives
Or
here
do I
because
not know?
it's basically the Arctic, dude. It'd be like, so why are there no ports in the North Pole? Why are there no ports north of the Arctic Circle? Because nobody lives there.
Is the
But there are ports.
ocean water frozen around here, or is it?
Once you get a couple hundred miles south of Notch, you start coming into. It's not permanently frozen because it's not. There is some pack ice and whatnot. That's what this blue thing is. That's ice shelf. That blue line there's ice shelf. This is where the land is, but there is pack ice and whatnot. That's one of the reasons why sometimes the undead slip around the wall, is because they can go out across the pack ice and whatnot.
So the blue line is
This
the
is the
gray
wall,
line is a
right?
wall.
And this blue line is where in the wintertime there can be like an ice shelf, but it's not steady, and this is sort of a general idea. Around the wall, they typically try and make sure that the pack ice is broken up. They actually have some services that try and make sure there is no way for undead to just walk around the wall. They actually go out and try and break up the shelf.
We're in the spring though now, right?
It is, it's late spring at this point because you guys were in Zenobia for a couple weeks, but it's like sort of in real world equivalent. It'd be like maybe the last week of April, first week of May.
And the soldiers, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to know this, but I guess I have time to ask people. The complement. I imagine that there is a base.
Yeah, the Citadel is the main feature of Knots. It's a giant armored, like it's a large fortress.
Okay, so it's right.
It appears to be made of metal.
Is there a way of you marking that on the map permanently? So
Notch is right here. No, I mean Notch is like basically at the tip of this butte. It's
so
like right
between those two, what are those ramparts?
That's the edge of the Badlands. Those are just like areas where there is like rocky boulders and Badlands and mesas and whatnot.
Okay.
Notch is sort of at a natural geographic choke point.
Well, it sounds like
that's why they call it Notch.
Fucking major bastion.
It is. The fortress here at Notch is enormous. It's almost as large as Dragonmyrth Castle. It just is way less fancy, and there's no like illusions or pretty stuff and sculptures. It is think brutalist architecture. It looks like a grim, dark metal version of a Soviet building where people would like, we bunker down here to not die.
It's a fortress.
It is a giant iron fortress.
Exactly.
You enjoy some brutalism.
So anyway, you guys roll up. Your stagecoach stops at the end of the track, and there's a rather bored-looking half-orc over there who is missing a leg and a forearm, and he's like, "Better get off of that thing quick! It's gonna roll out." Unload your junk.
Off. Grab my stuff.
Okay, so you guys grab your stuff, hop off, and sure enough, about 5 minutes later, as soon as you guys unload your stuff, like right after that, the carriage zips off and goes off into the switching yard. So welcome to Notch. You're here. What do you guys want to do?
I want to find some place to buy a map.
We're here to meet someone, right?
No. Well, you guys were here to talk to Cedric. That's your goal in coming to Notch. And Zenobia seemed to intimate that you would have a conversation with him at some point, but she wasn't specific as to how that would happen. That's why you're here, though. You're here looking for Cedric. You want to ask him about your dagger.
The dagger that is permit attached to me.
Well, I mean, let's find a place to... Is there, like, inn, I guess?
Yes, so there is, around the Citadel itself, sort of like along the fortress and ramparts, a town has sort of sprung up, and there are various and sundry inns, hostels, there's some brothels and whatnot. You know, just exactly what you would expect to see in sort of a military fortress. There are armorers and some weapon shops, and there's some very minor, like, you know, alchemical services.
Stuff that's going to pop up for them to spend their money.
Exactly. Things like the soldiers that are getting paid to go fight the undead are going to need a place for, you know, a little bit of respite. This is that fallback place, so some small service industry stuff has sprung up around the Citadel, to service those needs. If you want to try and find a map, there's not really a shop that's going to have, like, maps available, but you might be able to go and consult with the cartographer at the Citadel. There is one there. You might be able to talk to that
Yeah.
guy. But there's not like a place where there's no store where you can just go buy a map. Not a lot of need for that stuff here.
Yeah, it's mostly just like I would want to find like even just kind of a basic like here's kind of how the town's laid out type map. So
that would probably be better done by just talking to some folks in town, going and like doing a little shopping, talking to some merchants, that kind of stuff. Alternatively, if you wanted to know specifically about maps and whatnot, the maps and things in this area are going to be the purview of the military, pretty much exclusively. But you could also just go talk to, like, the Chief Lieutenant Mac Baper, who takes care of all that stuff. They would maybe grant you an audience as an adventurer. So
the military contingent here are
thanks for the sub, Biddy.
whom? What group are they?
I'm sorry, say again, Tink. I didn't catch that.
Who the military contingent, basically the people who are
So-
occupying the citadel.
Well, it's mostly adventurers. Like, there is a very small subset of like official army, and the army that is here is actually Dragonmyrth forces. This is part of the army of Dragonmyrth. Actually, is the stationary force, but they defend the citadel itself, not the wall.
So we're looking at the main contingent are mercenaries, and the rest, the advisors, are all the Dragonmyrth regulars. Is that right?
Dragonmyrth regulars defend the citadel. They're basically defending and policing the citadel itself. The number of Dragonmyrth regulars that are here is very small. There's only like a couple hundred of them. Dragonmyrth regulars, however, are probably the best fighters in the world. Some of them are fantastically powerful adventurers. So any one of the Dragonmyrth Silver Guard is worth probably, 25 to 50 of your average mercenaries. And the person who's in charge of the Citadel is a man who's just called the Marshal.
Okay, I thank you for the warning. That's a very passive...
And again, you might be able to. It's possible you could get an audience with him. It's not uncommon for adventurers to just show up in Notch and say, "Hey, I want to go fight." So it just sort of depends on what you guys want to do.
Yeah, I have a prophecy from our old friend Zenobia saying that although the Marshal isn't what he seems, you can trust him nonetheless. So I think it would behoove us to get an audience with him and perhaps see what advantages we could obtain from our interactions with him. I could also cast an augury as a ritual here and ask to see if I can get any kind of prediction about whether it would be a good idea for us to go talk to the Marshal. But
I don't know if an augury is necessary, but if you want to try and arrange a meeting with the Marshal, you can just go to find the nearest guardsman and say, "Hey, we're adventurers and we'd like to see if we could get an interview with the Marshal." And but I mean, they'll go on from there. Wouldn't be out of the question.
Forgive me, I can't recall. We're here under what auspices?
You're actually looking for a gnome
That's
named
me,
Cedric. Yeah.
So,
Someone sent us here, so therefore we must have a reference to someone, or is this merely just
Cedric.
go there?
Zenobia told you that
Zenobia
you
is
needed to come talk to Cedric about the dagger, because he would be the only person who might give you any clues about it.
So Tink, now we're basically back to our initial mission, which is to kill Roy, and we have a weird dagger, and we don't know how to use it, and this guy is the master artificer. So
when Zenobia scried Roy, he basically said, "Get the fuck out of here," and shook that off, and then every time she tried to subsequently scry him, all she got was a picture of the dagger.
Yeah.
And she said, "I don't know about the dagger, go show it to Cedric, maybe he knows more."
The dagger that's perma attached to my hip, yeah?
I mean, it's there now, yeah. It's on your person somewhere. If you throw it in a ditch, just like when you come back and check the next time, it's back on you.
Quite.
Or if you throw it at a wall and stab it in, it just teleports back to its sheath on your person.
You shank someone with it and leave it in, and then it'll be back on your belt.
Yeah, so don't murder anyone with it, because it'll be a difficult murder weapon to get rid of.
That's more your...
It's evidence that's hard to conceal.
Bailiwick, if I may use a term from the last session.
Evidence that would be hard to conceal, yeah. So maybe don't use it to murder people. So is it just get an interview with the Marshal, the general plan then? Anything else you guys want to do? So do you want to try and see if you can get an interview with the I don't know, the army cartographer?
I feel like if we talk to the Marshal first, he can probably arrange for me to talk to the cartographer.
Okay.
If he's the one that's in charge.
So you guys head over to the Citadel then, and you get stopped at the gateway. There's a large man in Dragonmyrth Silver Guard just standing there. She's like, "Can I help you guys?"
Yes, we're adventurers.
I could
we
tell.
would like to speak to the marshal.
To the marshal? Well, I mean, he's sort of a busy guy. I can ask him what that's about. I mean, it's not a hard no, but most people don't just walk in and ask to see the marshal. Is there something particular you need to talk to him about? Might be somebody else could help you better.
Well, Zenobia sent us out here to find Cedric, and we figured the marshal could help us.
The who and the what now?
Get in touch with
Who? Say that again. Say that again. Did you say Zenobia?
Zenobia. Yeah.
The Zenobia?
That's the one.
She sent you here to see about Cedric. Does she know that he's missing?
Ooh.
You guys, yeah,
missing?
okay. Well, yeah, you guys should. Okay, come with me then, and he leads you into the Citadel. So you're walking through the Citadel, and it is a labyrinthine maze of like defensive traps, and the corridors are kinked every so often, so that there's no like good lines of fire for an assaulting force. It is about as well designed a fortress. Well, it's as well designed a fortress as any of you have ever seen, and it's also about as well designed as you could possibly imagine.
Are they in need of tiger trap repair?
We don't use tiger traps here. The guard says we have much more effective traps than tiger trap. Plus, tigers are hard to feed. Like, tiger trap's a bad trap. He's like, for instance, watch this. And then he stops you guys for a minute and takes one of his gloves and throws it down the hall. And just a series of interconnecting spikes come out and stab everything a couple times. And then the walls themselves slam together and just smash whatever's in there flat. He's like, also, tigers and undead. Like, all you're going to get with the tiger trap with undead is undead tigers. But the masher here, this takes care of undead. And then the walls and the spikes retract, and he walks forward, picks his glove up, and slaps it on
gives
his
a
thigh.
little round of applause.
I watched Entrapment for the first time this week, and I would love to see Martinique sort of snake his way through that.
So he picks his glove up and slaps it on his thigh, and then he's like, "Come on, we got the marshal's going to want to talk to you guys." If Zenobia saying. So he leads you through the fortress. It takes you almost an hour to get up towards the top, and then he shows you into. He's like, wait in here. The marshal, he'll let you know when he's coming in. He's the secretarial hall. And he sends you into a very, I mean, it's reasonably nice, but also sort of Spartan waiting room. There's just like some regular sort of chairs sitting there, and there's a desk, but nobody is at the desk. Do you guys just want to, do you want to look around? Do you want to wait?
I'll just wait.
Is there anything that like stands out about the room?
I mean, it's like, just there's a desk with like a blotter. There's a small bell on the desk that looks pretty well bashed up. It's like a little brass bell. But other than that, it's just a room with some chairs in it.
Marty wants to check for traps just because now he got really excited by that trap he saw in the other room. Okay. So he just wants to see if there's anything cool in here.
Let me know if you get better than a 25.
What do I add for checking for traps? Is that perception?
Traps is investigation, actually.
I cast guidance.
Does that give me advantage or just an extra D4?
A D4.
Okay, I'll roll 4.
I got so used to saying that I say that to people in real life.
Nope, I got 22 total.
You don't detect any sort of traps at all.
All right.
Room looks perfectly safe.
Marnique is vaguely disappointed.
So this room in at least looks safe. So you're searching for traps, and after a couple minutes of waiting, a secretary steps out. It's a very young-ish halfling who waddles over the desk and hops up on a seat. And she's like, "Can I help you guys? Here to see the marshal?"
That's us.
Okay. Can I get the nature of your business then? Wow, just an idea what brings you to these parts. Looking to sign up? Or...
Zenobia sent us. We just learned Cedric is missing, and we're actually looking for him. So we're hoping the marshal could kind of help get us started.
Who's missing? Cedric. Cedric can't be missing. He's not. Well, you know what? I say that, but he's always missing, sort of. That's fine. You said Zenobia sent you. Are we like the Zenobia?
Yes.
Okay, just hold on a second then. And she hops off of her chair and walks back into the office.
Trying to flash our celebrity card.
Hang on, can I read her to see if she like believed us?
Sure, make an insight check.
Or just walk into jail again.
Yeah,
15.
working on our defense.
Yeah, I mean, she seemed to believe that like Zenobia sent you. Zenobia sending like famous people sending adventurers to talk to the marshals. Probably not that unusual in this part of the country, especially one who's good at looking at the future. So after a couple minutes, the door that she walked through opens, and she's standing, and she motions, "Come on, Marshall's waiting." And she motions you down. It's just a very short hallway, but then she's like, "Go on through. He's in his office." And then she goes back into the front desk or the little waiting area and shuts the door.
Sweet.
So you guys head down the hall into the marshal's office. There's a guy sitting at a desk. The desk is old and wooden and battered. The office is crummy. Like none of the stuff in here is very nice at all. He looks there's a human sitting there. He has one eye. The other eye is covered with an eye patch that has a gem in it. His boots are propped up on the desk, and he appears to be asleep.
Oh.
I like him already.
Can I walk close enough to give him a little tap with some prestidigitation, just like a little, like, hey, like a little.
You can just
like,
walk over
like
and shake his boot if you want to. I mean, his feet are up on the desk. You can just.
Perhaps we should ring the
I
bell.
think Marty's gonna start with like a loud throat clear before like just
Okay.
Touching the person.
So Martin goes, and the one eye that this guy has slowly peels open. He's like, "Yep. So, hi. You're the adventurers, I guess. Then
That's us. We're some adventurers. I don't know if we're the adventurers.
We definitely.
So
are.
you're the ones Zenobia sent to save Cedric or rescue him or figure out what the hell's going on."
Yeah, that sounds like us.
Okay, well, why don't you guys tell me what she told you then, and I can try and like backfill any gaps. Then maybe we'll figure out what's going on. I mean, Cedric's been a little difficult to keep tabs on since he moved headquarters, but you know, he's usually around, and he's kidnapped again. I don't know. That guy, he gets kidnapped so often. I keep telling him he's got to artificer himself a handle on his back to just make it easier. But like 10, if he's gone missing for more than a couple days, 99 out of 100 times he's been kidnapped. So probably he's kidnapped again, I'm assuming, but you know, whatever. So what do you guys know? Or rather, what did Zenobia tell you? Because I'm assuming she sent you for a reason.
Well, we have an artifact. Zenobia said he needs to take a look at that my friend's holding.
What sort of artifact?
Gesture at the dagger.
What kind of artifact? He's looking at you, Tink. What sort of artifact you got? I mean, so you're not here about the kidnapping then? And he holds his hand out to you, Tink.
Not specifically.
I present him with. Here is the item.
What is it? Just a knife? He takes it out of your hand and starts looking at it, and then it disappears and comes back and appears back in your hand. He's like, "Oh well, yeah, okay. So it's a magic knife. All right, well, neat, I guess, but it's gonna have a hard time getting Cedric to take a look at your poking stick there if there's no Cedric to look at it." Did Zenobia not tell you he was kidnapped?
Definitely not.
She did not. She's big on mystery and light on facts. If you're catching.
Yeah, she's a crazy old loon who sees so many futures she doesn't even know what future she lives in anymore. I'm surprised she remembered that Notch even exists. Fuck, I'd like to forget this dump exists. I hate this town. Anyway, so if you guys are looking for Cedric, I'm also looking for Cedric, just that it's better that I know where he is as opposed to having him randomly kidnapped, which... He stops talking and just sort of starts muttering a little bit, and he looks frustrated and sort of angry, and also you can tell that this is something he deals with all of the time. You get the feeling that he's had this conversation with groups of adventurers probably dozens and dozens and dozens of times.
Like once a week.
Do I get an insight roll?
So it's a mystery for you guys, but it seems like a Tuesday for him.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess an insight roll is useless at this point.
You're welcome to make one to see if you want to if you want to determine whether or not his reaction is genuine. Yeah, that's fine.
It pretty much seems genuine, I guess.
He looks extraordinarily frustrated, and also that this is this is a routine hassle for him.
Is there such a thing as an empathy roll? Can anyone just sort of go in on this?
That's insight.
Oh, it is.
I
Oh well, I got +7. Let me in.
I can assist because I'm
Not no,
Or
you can't.
I guess
This
I
isn't
can
really
also
a
take
sort
a
of thing
shot.
you could also roll. This isn't really an assist sort of situation. If you
Yeah.
want to determine if he's
Alright,
being
well,
honest, yeah, you can also make a roll.
I got 18 +7, so 26.
Okay. He looks
24,
genuinely fucking sick of
25.
having to send people to fetch Cedric.
So Marty wants
you
to-
get the insight that his soul is frequently crushed by how often he has to fucking do this. He's so tired of it, and he doesn't like his job much.
Is he one mission
point-
from retirement?
My point was
He's not
being
really.
able to-
This isn't sort of job you kind of retire from, Colonel.
Would he like to be one mission from retirement?
He seems extraordinarily weary. Yes.
I was
So-
attempting to empathize, not necessarily determine the point that I already realized that he was.
Well, you're certain that you have a fair degree to certainty that his reaction is genuine. Let's say that.
So Marty wants to jump in and say, so you said that the headquarters moved. Can you tell us about that?
So it used to be just a little bit over that way, and he points out the window to his office, and you see a big bare spot in the dirt. He's like, and then it got up and walked away. Like, I don't know,
On
like
legs?
a month away. Yeah, it had legs, like spider legs, sort of, but metal. It got up and just
Oh.
wandered off to the east. It's over that way. So
How far to the
Did
east
you-
did you say?
I don't know. It's like 70 miles. I don't even know why he moved it. He didn't mention it. Just literally it got up and walked away one day, and then he sent a note. And he's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm moving my headquarters. I'm working on something extra dangerous, and I thought this would be safe." So
Do you happen to have like a map of the area we came down here? from
no,
Dragonmyrth?
but if you go talk to the cartographer, like he updated the map a couple weeks ago after the thing moved, so it's on there. He can get you directions if you guys want to go talk to him. Honestly, you could do me a favor if you're headed to talk him out anyway. Maybe you guys want to rescue him while you're at it. I mean, you seem capable sorts, and he closes his good eye, but he's like giving you guys the once over with what appears to be the eye patch over his other eye. And he's like, "Yeah, you guys seem, capable enough to handle something this trivial. I mean, Cedric gets kidnapped so often, it ain't like it. It's not like anybody exciting took him. It's fine.
So
Shouldn't be hard getting him back."
When Cedric gets kidnapped, who normally would you say does the kidnapping?
I mean, shit, dude. Everybody kidnaps him. He's like, if he's kidnapped 6 days out of 7, it ain't unusual. The guy, again, I keep telling him to actually just fashion a handle on him. You've never met anyone as cowardly as Cedric. Like, he would surrender to a naked kobold if the kobold told him he was kidnapped.
Does he usually get himself free, or does he have to get rescued every time?
No, usually he gets rescued, yeah. But sometimes he does it himself. I don't know. He's got robots that protect him, sort of, these days. But, anytime anybody manages to overpower the robot guys, then I don't know. Like I said, the naked kobold could kidnap the guy if there was nobody around to protect him.
And this, friends,
Okay.
is the result of negotiating with terrorists.
Does he normally does he spend time in town, or is he mostly out at his headquarters?
He almost never
workshop?
leaves his workshop unless he's in somebody's trunk.
Okay, I guess then the workshop would probably be a good place for us to start.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know how the guy even gets any work done. He's kidnapped so much that it's amazing the fucker ever invents anything. But Cedric Co's moving product out of here 24/7, so I don't know. Something must be going on. Like I said, I haven't been to his workshop in, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. I don't really, you guys may not have picked up on this, but I don't like Cedric, so...
He seems like he generates a lot of work for you.
Yeah, he does. He's kind of an asshole, but, I guess it's not his fault. Not everybody's born to be brave.
So
Can I ask?
Let me ask him.
Is he the chief metallurgist for the garrison?
Did he build the Citadel? No, this has been here for 1,000 years.
No. But I mean,
Nobody knows who
terms
built the
of
Citadel.
armor and no one. Okay, no one knows. But I mean, in terms of him maintaining.
Well, Dragonmyrth probably knows, but I don't.
So
Does he build armor and weapons for
how-
us? No, that's what we got. There's a forge and a smithy down in the depths of the Citadel handles that. Cedric doesn't work for me so much as he is the cause of most of my work.
How does if Cedric were to say no
He owes
longer
me some
be
favors. Let's just say
in the
that.
air, But if he was no longer in the area where you had to be responsible for his being constantly kidnapped or having to rescue him, would that be a net positive, or is he somehow vital to the operation you're running here?
I mean, he's still useful. There's a reason I keep rescuing him. Anyway, you guys want the job? Because if you want to go rescue him, honestly, it saves me a trip downstairs to commission other adventurers. Barrel,
Yeah,
and he yells out, and the little secretary gal walks in. She goes, "Yeah, what do you need, boss?" He's like, you got a boilerplate for a Cedric rescue?" She's like, "Of course I have a boilerplate for a Cedric rescue." And she pulls one out of her robe and sets it on the desk and then walks out.
What's the going rate for a Cedric rescue?
It actually seems kind of low. It's only 5,000 gold.
Each?
So no, total. Biddy,
Total.
do you wanna look over the contract? It says that you're responsible for finding Cedric and returning him to his citadel and making sure that whatever kidnapped him probably can't kidnap him again. There's like a reasonable indemnity clause of whichever has kidnapped him is not a. You got to kind of deal with it to the best of your abilities.
Oh,
So
I would say
you can't
that
just
the
grab him and
cannot
run. You have to,
kidnap
like-
him again sounds like actually quite a hook.
We have to prevent him from being kidnapped again. Is that what you said?
No, I mean you just got to make a reasonable effort to you can't just take him up and drop him off at his tower and then let whoever kidnap him take him again. That writer specifically appears to exist to discourage Cedric kidnapping fraud. Apparently, at some point, someone was kidnapping him, returning him, and then kidnapping him again. And it looks like this part of the contract is specifically designed to be like, "Hey, don't scam us by kidnapping Cedric."
So that adventurers can't turn him into an endless gold loop.
Yep, that's exactly what this part of the contract seems to be. A writer against you using Cedric you farming gold with Cedric. Yeah.
What
Either
level
way that-
of magician support for the military garrison is there around here? Is it high level?
Tons. The Dragonmyrth Silver Guard number some of the most powerful magicians and spellcasters in the world.
So, as far as hold spells to keep people in place, is it possible to sort of get that?
You could cast hold at Cedric. I don't understand the question, but I mean, sure.
No, but I mean to prevent him from being heretofore.
Well, incapacitating
stolen
him would actually
or
make him
hijacked.
slightly easier to kidnap.
No,
Biddy, you had a-
I
you
mean,
had a question too?
once we put him in place, I mean.
Oh,
because
if you
it-
no,
it
well,
was that clause.
so you okay?
was
So
that
you
clause
address this
about
to the
us-
marshal. You'll be like, well, how difficult will it be to get Cedric? You'll be like, look, if you find Cedric and say, hey, you belong to me now, he'll crawl in your pocket.
No, it was
Like
the
he's not going to
clause
put up a
about-
fight.
It was the clause
you
of us being responsible for him thereafter if he gets.
Are you talking
picked up.
about like stapling him into his workshop to make sure that he can't get taken again?
If there was a staple that could keep him in his workshop, he would have already invented it.
That seems to be a win for everyone.
Trust
Him-
me, if there was a staple that could staple him to his workshop, he would have already invented it. So good luck with that. Anyway, you had a question. He looks over at Tiberius. What did you have a question for, Tiberius?
Yeah, well, just given the way that this is more for the DM than for
okay.
your character, but
Gotcha.
given the way contracts work in this world, how much legal protection do we get for just going out and essentially torching anybody?
If somebody
who-
kidnaps Cedric, you can murder the fuck out of him.
Sweet.
Right.
That's all I needed to hear. I say we sign this.
So it's
bitch.
basically like we can
In
kill
fact,
him,
the
loot the place and burn it down.
The repeated
That's fine.
Cedric indemnity rider sort of encourages you kidnapping or killing. Well, actually, it encourages that you kill whoever kidnaps Cedric because the best way to keep them from kidnapping him again is to make sure they're murdered. So yeah, you 100% are authorized. If you figure out who killed it or who kidnapped Cedric, you can murder the holy shit out of him. You can
Right.
murder him and resurrect him and murder him again if you want. Like
Well, the
bonus
pay isn't
points.
great, guys, but it's a murder contract, so I say we sign it.
Yeah, let's go for it.
I mean, I don't mind murdering people that have it coming. And one of the things
the marshal looks at
you said,
the marshal looks at Buttersauce and says, don't assume it's a person.
Ooh.
If it was just people kidnapping Cedric, I mean, people are pretty easy to deal with. So, it could be a person. It probably is. I mean, most of the time it is. But again, don't assume it's a person because it may not be.
Fair
I
enough.
just don't want you,
Okay.
Don't bark up the wrong tree. Just, keep
Who do
an
you
open
think
mind.
it is? You
Fuck,
seem
I
to
don't know,
have
dude.
the
He's been
type in mind. Like,
he's been kidnapped by fucking Ren before, so it could be Ren, or it could be one of his lab assistants who got bored and told him he was kidnapped, and Cedric just said, "Okay, what do I do?"
So, you mentioned that since the workshop moved about 70 miles, how is there animals or anything that could get us there, or
We got horses. You want horses? There's horses down. You can go out to the stables and get some horses. Sure.
What time of day is it, please?
It's probably 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Your train arrived super early, so.
Do we want
Okay.
to?
Your GIF in chat,
out, or do
Colonel,
we wanna
is
get it
very
in?
much 100% Cedric, yes. If you tried to kidnap Cedric, that is what he would do. Cedric, by the way, the marshal says, oh, by the way, in case you guys didn't know, when I say put him in your pocket, Cedric's a gnome, so, if your pocket's big enough, he probably will fit. And if he won't, but you want him in your pocket, he'll invent a device to shrink himself down so he'll fit in your pocket.
Yeah, but if we put him in the bag of holding, is he likely to eat?
He'll die.
I mean, don't do that
The
because he'll
rock fall,
suffocate.
he'll
What's
die.
wrong with you?
He's not going to eat the rock fall, right?
There's no air in a bag of holding.
Yeah, don't whatever this turtle man's suggesting, if you're gonna, when you get him back, don't put him in a bag of holding, he'll die. But he'll go in there if you tell him to, because like I said, you've never met a more cowardly creature.
Yeah, is there like a baby?
Apart from
Is there
me.
like a?
I don't think he likes cheese either, so
What?
he's lactose intolerant.
Can we just
I think.
rig him up in a baby Bjorn and walk him back to town? Is there like a baby clothes store near here?
I mean, that 70% of adventurers
to
usually
Elfo
just
this?
throw him in a sack. So if you want to get him a sack with arm and leg holes, I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Most people just throw him in a bag.
Oh.
Not the last time he was kidnapped, but the time before last, I think somebody was wearing him as a hat when they brought him back.
What?
Yeah, he's like a minotaur, and he was all snuggled up in his horns. It was weird. Anyway,
Don't say Minotaur around much.
so you guys are in. That's cool. You want to sign off on this? Just sign it up and drop it off with Beryl at the desk, and I'll see you around. Good luck.
What,
Yeah.
where's the cartographer's office?
Beryl will give you directions.
Okay, thank you. I'm just gonna go ahead and
no.
move towards the
Marshall.
door.
I was hoping that
Once we get our contract signed
One
by
thing
our
I do
lawyer.
want to know, Biddy, can you make a perception test for me?
Can I assist?
sure. Let's see.
Biddy's the only one who actually read the contract. So.
Perception. Okay. Let's see what we get.
Perception or investigation, your call, actually. Whichever one you are better at.
I'm much better at investigation.
Visible.
Go with that then.
Yeah.
Make an investigation check.
20.
A 20? Okay, so you notice a writer and a footnote on the contract. This particular contract does indemnify the marshal and their company against your inevitable demise, and there is a very unusual footnote that you've never seen before in an Adventurers Guild contract that says, when working for the marshal, it is a well-established fact that all missions are suicide missions.
What?
I like it.
Great.
Okay.
Does Biddy tell the party about this clause?
Well, I never assumed that these people were actually responsible for our demises. What are our next? of kin gonna
Yeah,
get paid?
the Adventurers Guild has some next of kin writers, so if you get killed on an Adventurers Guild mission, usually they will make sure that your family gets a reasonable compensation for your death.
Yeah, but that was cleared up before we set
Well,
out.
yeah, I mean, I'll mention it to the rest of the group. Do you guys want to ask them about this, or maybe not sign the contract?
So
Just a
you
little,
notice it as you're walking out into Beryl's office, and she's like, "Oh, did you see the suicide mission thing? Yep, standard boilerplate."
No, but what overrides what? Our role as adventurers from the guild, or this sub-guild bullshit?
It means our next of kin won't be compensated if we
No,
die.
but which contract overrides which? I mean,
you can have multiple contracts
something is
going at the
primary,
same time.
Something is secondary, something is tertiary.
You can have more than one contract going at the same
Yeah,
time.
but you can't have
Time
the
we're
third
spending
contract
worrying
you sign
about, our
override the
death
first
benefits in this
contract.
game,
Surely.
I mean, I think Biddy probably would say that you definitely can do that from a legal perspective. Nothing here is in conflict with your... If you get killed trying to save Cedric, then they don't have to pay your next of kin. If you get killed trying to murder a god, they got to pay your next of kin.
No,
Just
but
two different contracts with different goals and objectives and writers.
But the point is there a meta contract? Is the one that we initially signed with the
Yeah, I think you could
guild?
argue we're in the process of trying to get Roy. You know, it depends on the
You
order.
Exactly.
definitely could make
Which
that
we
argument in court, and if
absolutely
they tried to deny your family benefits, your families could certainly hire an attorney to make that argument. It won't matter to you because you'll be dead. So
I think that's fine. You know, who needs death benefits? You know, we go on suicide missions all the time, but normally we have
I'm
to
glad
worry
I don't
about
have family.
This time we can just blast away, just murder.
Yeah, what are you
murder.
talking about? We're
Cows
D&D
coming up.
adventurers. We don't have family.
oh yeah, well, I mean, you guys are standing there having this discussion in front of Beryl, and she's like, "Well, I mean, a lot of the missions that the marshal that indemnity was put in there because a lot of the marshal's missions aren't just rescuing Cedric. I mean, that's you don't have to be anybody important to rescue Cedric, but if you're going to go to the wall and do battle with the forces of the Necromancer, you know, you're probably not necessarily coming back. That's why they put that in there because the Adventurers Guild got tired of paying death benefits, so we just add that in." But you guys are just going to rescue Cedric. I mean, shit, you may not even need it. All you may need to do that is a donut. He could have been kidnapped by a 4-year-old who just said, hey, make me a pie. And while Cedric considered himself kidnapped while he was making a pie-making machine.
And we're contractually.
I use that as an example because that actually happened once.
You just have to stop them from coming back to kidnap him.
Yeah, with the 4-year-old, it was easy. We just
see if he
gave her a
actually
pie.
got kidnapped with the. I want to see if he got kidnapped with the donut for real.
She's one. You don't even need to roll. She's definitely being honest. Yes, he was actually kidnapped by a 4-year-old demanding pie. That kidnapping was resolved because they just gave the kid a pie, and then Cedric was free. So yeah.
He's like, the kid's mom comes in, like, honey, did you? Oh, you didn't.
No,
You
I mean
can't keep kidnapping
the adventurers
baby.
that found him actually just had, they made a pie and gave it to the kid, and he was like, "Cool, that was it." And then they took Cedric back to his workshop. I think the kid's mom gave him a spanking and told him not to kidnap Cedric again. So contract fulfilled. Anyway, you guys need anything before you go, or are you gonna? I mean, we got other shit to do. You guys kind of get out of here.
I was hoping to get a map. The marshal mentioned you could direct me to the cartographer.
Oh yeah, sure. She gives you some directions, like 6 lefts and then a right and forward, and like the directions are very convoluted, but because the bastion. But you think you can probably get there, yeah.
Okay.
Anything else you guys need? Horses, whatnot. We got vouchers if you guys need travel.
Horses would be good since we need to go to Cedric's workshop to.
Okay, take this to the stable master then, and she reaches in her desk and pulls out a chit and flips it to you end over in like a coin. Biddy, you catch the chit and it says Standard Cedric Adventure or Standard Cedric Rescuing Transportation.
What?
Oh my god. They've
That's
automated
pretty
every step of this process.
I'm going to cross out the word standard and write exceptionally good. Cedric
You can't actually the chit that it's made out of when you try and scratch it is not scratchable. It seems to be enchanted.
Can someone prestidigitation this? I want good rental car.
Exceptional.
You want the pretty horses?
Exactly.
It resists your attempts at magic. She's like, yeah, don't fuck with the token. That's not. She's like, also, you're doing it right in front of me. Come on, guys. Subtle.
Can we stay here for a day because I'd like to offer my services in the hospital or other thing. Yeah.
Dude, don't worry about it.
I'm pretty sure
she gives you the up and down, head to foot, and she's like, "Yeah, we got that covered, champ. Why don't you? I genuinely feel you're probably better at a Cedric rescue than handling the medicine here. Not to say, I'm not questioning your skills. It's just we got some of the best doctors in the universe, literally.
I don't think your team is going to wait for you there.
Is there a chow hall or some place to get some grub?
I mean, you don't work for Cedric contract. Don't come with food, kid. If we fed everybody who had to rescue Cedric, we'd be a fucking cafeteria. Anyway, get the fuck out of here. You guys got shit to do. She starts shooing you out of the office.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go towards the cartographer.
Okay, you head down to the cartographer's office, and there's a very neat elf who's sitting over there with a quill and some scrolls, and he's got a couple assistants running around who are all also elves. He looks up, he's like, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, we're rescuing Cedric, and
okay. Then as soon as you say rescuing Cedric, he wanders back into the office and comes back with what appears to be a well-worn traveling bag. He's like, "Here you go, have fun," and then he proceeds to ignore you. He tosses you a very well-worn saddlebag.
What's a
It's
bag?
a bag. Is there like a
suggest
map or?
Yep, there's a
I-
map
I-
that goes. It's a map that shows that just shows Notch and the surrounding areas, and there's an indicator on there that shows you a route of travel to Cedric's workshop.
Okay, cool.
Within
So
the
I'm just gonna say thanks and turn around and just head out.
Yeah, he doesn't even look up.
Within the party, I suggest that if we kill this sucker, we're going to save this whole fucking area a bunch of trouble.
I don't think that's in the contract to murder
That
Cedric.
would probably be a violation of the contract.
It might not be my intention.
I think you would find
God damn
Cedric
it.
surprisingly difficult to murder.
Most murderous cleric I've ever met.
Just
Also, you guys would
Yeah,
find
he's the
Cedric
life-
surprisingly difficult to murder.
He's the life cleric, and he's all about murder.
Really into murder.
No, I'm
All right.
I'm about making life easier.
So
Life is easy when you're dead, yes.
Cedric
I guess
does make life
next stop is the stables while we're cracking jokes.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you
before-
guys.
before we set off, actually, can I just ritual a divination and just ask where is Cedric and see if I get any kind of meaningful
Sure.
answer out of that?
So I don't. What spell are you using? Because divination, I don't think ever gives you that specific of an answer.
It says.
I think it's just yes or
your
no
magic
questions,
and
right?
Offering put you in contact with a god or a god's servant. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The DM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. So it's just ask a question about a goal, event, or activity. I don't know if that counts. Where is Cedric? But or where should we travel to find Cedric? I guess that.
Let me read it real quick. Well, where is Cedric may not be a great question. Because, people can move. Like, if you ask, where is Pete? And you're far away from me. By the time you get to where I am, I may not be where I was earlier. So that's...
Yes,
A better question would be, like, where should
what has Cedric?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
I can ask divination as well.
Ooh.
Actually,
I think you have to prepare it though. I can just ritual at any time. I don't know if you have it prepared, but
no.
Biddy Tink does have divination prepared, I believe. I think I put it on.
Yeah, well, we can ask two different questions. One of us can ask like who kidnapped Cedric, and the other one can be like what direction should we travel to find
costs
Cedric?
me money though. 25 GP. What?
Yeah, you gotta make a small sacrifice. Okay, so you can do that, but not in the Citadel. Like you don't want to start casting rituals in a hallway. That's
of course not.
I mean, it's not like anybody's going to kill you.
I just meant before we left town, we can go to the inn or wherever.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. Yeah.
So, are there any temples here?
Nope.
Say no. Okay.
Well, I take that back. There is a temple outside, not in the Citadel proper. But one of the things that you noted is there is a temple of Lanthassa outside. In fact, Slexi, make a religion roll for me.
There we go.
Okay.
Girlfriend alert.
Funny.
Did I get my broom back? By the way, I think
Religion.
You did, yes.
Yeah, but it wasn't detailed.
You did
You
get
had
your
to
broom
clean
back,
it
Biddy.
yourself.
there's just
By the way, where's my
cobwebs
book?
on the bristles. It was.
I got 22.
So,
plus one.
Slexi, you know that the temple to Lanthassa here actually exists because the Lanthassans fucking hate undead. And they're probably some of the leading fighters when it comes to crushing the invasion forces of the Necromancer. That's why there's a temple here for them.
Well, which is why she freaked out about the mummies.
Yeah, most
Yes.
Lanthassans very much dislike undead, yes. Especially in non-intelligent undead.
You just described me most Monday mornings.
Yep. So you guys heading down to the stables?
Yeah, I think
that
the
the goal?
stables and then the inn.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I think just before we leave, we should augury, but I mean a divination. But we can go to the stables first.
yeah, you don't really want to cast that in the Citadel. People are going to give you weird looks. Also, casting magic in here seems like a bad idea because of the traps and whatnot. You have no idea. Your magical background tells you that may set something off that you don't necessarily want to set off, so not a great
Do
idea.
it on horseback while we're traveling or something. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, just like outside is fine, just probably
Yeah.
not in the Citadel. So you
Sure.
wander down through the bowels of the Citadel and ask directions periodically, and the guards are like, oh no, turn left and then 2 rights, and then the next guard is like, no, it was 2 rights and then a left. Anyway, stables are that way. And after about an hour and a half of wandering, you guys make it down to the stables. It looks like every other stables you've been in, except big and also underground and made out of metal. There's horses and whatnot everywhere. There's another half orc who's sitting over at the table. He's like, "Hey, what's up? What you guys doing?" Cedric rescue by chance? I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, we got
Of course.
Let me see your chit. So he takes the chit from me. He's like, okay, that'll be, let's see, there's 5 of you, so that's going to be stalls 22 through 27. Try and not get him killed. I mean, I always say that. It never works, but, you know, good luck, I guess. I'm going to go put in an order for more horses. You guys need anything else? No? Good. He walks off and starts scrawling out what looks to be like a purchase order that he's zipping off, so.
For more horses?
Yeah, adventurers kill horses a lot.
I'm gonna go talk to my horse.
Have a high
okay.
level of animal husbandry.
Yeah, I mean, you guys get down there. There's 5 riding horses in those stalls. It's like, see, when you talk to your horse, he says, "Please don't get me killed. I don't want to go."
Well, I can't understand him, but I can just talk to him.
Okay.
Well, I can talk to my horse.
Hey, but we can all do that, Slexy.
No. So my furball,
he can talk to them in horse.
my furball trait is I can talk to animals and plants, and they can understand me, but I can't understand them.
Okay, all right.
Everybody can talk to a horse.
Useful-
The difference
one of
is
the most useful skills ever.
the difference is Slexy speaks horse.
Okay.
Well,
your horse
I have
seems
awakened
timid.
mine, so I'm gonna talk to mine.
Okay, it's like I'm a horse.
It would be very
Hello.
similar to how in Lord of the Rings, how Aragorn talks to the horse in Elven, so the horse kind of trusts him more.
Yeah, the horse, it seemed tentative, but when you start talking to it, Slexy, it seems relatively reassured.
Christ, I'm trying to think of the actor who was in The
Silk,
Crow
your horse
and-
says, "Hi, I'm a horse.
So
Oh, hello, Fred.
My name's not Fred. I'm a horse. Got any hay? How about a carrot?
I need-
Sugar cube? Got any food?"
I'm
It
gonna-
starts
I'm-
nuzzling at your bags looking for carrots and sugar cubes.
I'm gonna look and see if there's food nearby. That I can
There
get.
is not food nearby, no.
Shit.
I can create food.
Where are we going? Are we going for a
Yeah.
ride? Let's go for a ride. Come on. And it starts trying to push its way out of the stall.
That's your second most attempted spell besides Toll the Dead, Tink.
What are you doing, Tink? I'm
Great
sorry.
food. It's not tasty food.
What's
Tink
Tink
wanted to
doing?
make food again.
He's talking about creating food, and we know it's gruel. And the horses
Yeah,
aren't
the
gonna
horses
like
are not going to want your gruel.
Yes, but I have some lettuce.
Oh, that's true.
A horse will eat lettuce if you have lettuce.
Silk, time to drink.
Okay, well, you guys, instead of
Yep,
riding
there it
your
is.
horses or saddling them, start feeding Silk's horse lettuce. It eats the lettuce. It's like, hey, crunchy.
Crunchy.
that. Cool. Let's ride over to.
Yeah, let's go for a ride.
for the
Come
guy.
on. Woo! Yeah, outside. Woohoo! Your horse is excited to go outside.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop.
The rest of
talking
the
to him.
horses do not seem excited to go outside. It's cold out there.
Fair.
You guys saddle up and ride out. There's a tunnel that leads out and goes up, so you're just outside of the citadel when you emerge. There's a bunch of other adventures and whatnot. There's a lot of traffic out here, horses and whatnot coming and going. So there you are. You're just standing outside. You got a map to where you need to go. It's like 70 miles to the east. There's actually a path laid out on the map that says best course of travel. So everything you need to know is sort of already written down.
How far can we get in a day?
It's probably going to take you, you guess, about 5 days,
Couple days?
roughly. Yeah.
Okay.
The map estimates 5 days, depending on weather.
Maybe we should just... I mean, I'm sure we have supplies, but I'm just going to say it for the sake of...
Do
Make
have
sure
enough
we have
supplies?
supplies.
Yeah, let's make sure we have what we need.
You guys can go. When you gather, if you look in the saddlebags of your horses, they already have like provisions and whatnot for roughly, you would
Okay.
guess, about a 5-day journey. The standard rescue plan seems to know what is required for a standard Cedric rescue. So
They've got all the wrinkles ironed out on this.
you get the feeling that this ain't their first rodeo. Yeah, they've done this a lot.
I guess
We
it's
should
time
do
to
a
hide
little-
the silver.
Cool.
Did you
Yeah,
want
I'm a
to
little
cast some
burnt.
divination?
Did we want to do the divination at the inn or whatever, so we could like stay and then buggy in the
We're
morning?
supposed to
or
do it
whatever?
inside the city or something. I thought was the
Just not inside the
No,
citadel. You
just
can
not
do it right
the-
here if you
the
want.
casting.
yeah. I mean, can we stay at the inn for the night and then leave tomorrow or something? Is that
Yeah.
what
Up to
we're-
you guys.
I
Doesn't
think
matter to me.
one night here is a good idea. just to give us an idea of the city. I wish not.
I mean, there's not much of a city though. There's again, there isn't much here.
Let's get moving. I think we're gonna just be wasting time. When we camp, we can do divination. I think that's fine.
So there are actually only like 3 inns, and none of them look especially nice.
No, of course not. They'll be for the soldiery. Or,
if you've ever seen a Ramada off the interstate, that's the best quality sort of service that would be available.
No, but outside, I mean, it's the camp followers and all that.
Are staying at the Ramada off the interstate, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, with 5 days of travel, we can divination every day and keep asking new questions, track how its location moves.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, let's do it.
So did you want to just head out then? I mean, it's only like 10:30 in the morning, so you could still get a good day's travel in.
I think that's a
Is
good
there
idea.
a place I can get my winged boots?
I thought you already had
I've
winged boots. Oh, Colonel has winged boots. There doesn't appear to be any shop that's selling like significant magic items. If you want to get some like healing potions or stuff like that, there is an alchemist, but there doesn't seem to be like a trade post for selling magic stuff. Again, this place is very, very small. Think like it's not like a Walmart Supercenter. It's more like there's a 7-Eleven. Like this place is very rustic. Yeah.
But I'm
the military store on the base.
There's a PX.
Major, This is a major citadel with 7,000 personnel. Yeah, standard personnel. Most of which, or the majority of which, are mercenaries. The bulk of the NCOs.
Well, there are about 7,000 people who live there. Most of them are not soldiers. There are 7,000 bureaucrats. Well, actually, there are about 5,000 bureaucrats and functionaries who keep the citadel running and tend to the actual deployment of the forces. There are only about 200 actual soldiers here, and they're all Dragonmyrth Silver Guard.
What?
The mercenaries are not in Notch. The mercenaries come to Notch and then leave to go be mercenaries. They don't stay here.
So okay.
This is a command post, not a battlefront.
Slowing things down, but I just want to get this clear. So there's they are going into the winter business, or they're going in other directions?
Yes, all of the mercenaries you've seen have, once they've gotten their stuff and gotten their assignments, have headed south. Every single one.
So there's and they come back and get healed?
Some are coming back. You see a lot of people heading south. You also see occasionally people coming back. The people who are coming back look like they've had not a great time.
So
the traffic is constant, basically.
Yes, there are people coming and going. Like there's a lot of people moving around here, but nobody is staying at Notch. This is not a place where people really live. This is a place where they stop and then go somewhere else.
No, but as a military hub, it's incredibly important.
It's a command post, not a battlefront. Like again, the battlefront and the people are posted south of here at the wall.
Stuff comes here and then gets sent out to where it needs to go.
If it's a citadel, it also sort of serves as a defensive point, right?
Well, no, fight is south. The fight is south of Watch. This is the ass end of the world before the nothing. Like the
Colonel's got a good beat on it. This is the last bastion of civilization before you get to the real shitty parts of Dragonmyrth. Yeah,
and it's not great. Like it's just where people come to go get sent to the wall to go die.
Not all of them die.
I assumed that the things south of this were aggressive, but they're obviously not. They're passive.
Well, again, sometimes undead slip around the wall. So traveling south of here is very dangerous. One, because of the weather, and also there are other natural predators that live in polar climates. Like remoras are a big problem here. You don't want to go fight a polar worm. This is where those kind of creatures live. So traveling to the wall itself, in addition to going to a place that is constantly being assaulted by undead, just traveling there is dangerous because you're going 500 miles through polar conditions.
Shall we anything we need before we leave, or shall we set off?
I won't set off.
Apart from me restocking my incense and other things like that, Pete, could you just give me a general amount that I should delete?
Sure, call it a gold piece. That kind of stuff is cheap.
What? No way, come on.
Yeah,
it's gotta be more
spell components and stuff are not expensive. They are cheap as hell.
Okay, perfect.
All right, well, you guys head out and you start traveling east. If you want to do a divination, now would be the time.
Yes, let's.
All right, what's your
Two of
question,
us.
Biddy? So you guys get out of the way because you're sort of like collected at the mouth of the exit to the stables, and people are giving you irritated looks and sort of shoulder bumping you. So you guys ride off just a little bit, just so you're not in the road, and then you can stop and cast your divinations. So what's your question, Biddy?
I think my question should be: in what direction should we ride in order to reach? Well, let me think. Sorry. Yeah. In what direction should we ride today in order to reach Cedric most rapidly?
A swirl
I guess that
of
covers
a swirl of the wind catches some nearby fluff of snow, and it forms into an arrow pointing east, exactly the same direction your map is indicating.
So his workshop.
Yes, the arrow in the air is pointing exactly the direction you would go if you were going to follow the map.
Interesting. Okay.
And my question is, the halfling of my Rockfall?
What?
Okay,
You're asking if this is that. Well, this is a gnome that we're going after, right?
correct.
Yeah.
Cedric is a gnome.
I was told a halfling.
Yes, you were told a halfling. So your question
Or the
is
rock
that's not a question, that's a statement. So
Who is the halfling of your?
Well, no, I inflected it as a question.
yeah, maybe give me a question for the spell, otherwise you're going to get a vague reply.
Okay. To whom belongs the Rockfall?
Well, it belongs to you right now.
Yeah, there's a drift of the snow, and the picture of a
No.
turtle appears in it.
Oh. No.
We have more days of travel.
It was given
You
to
ask
me
a
to
better
give to
question
someone
tomorrow.
else. I didn't
Percy,
order it.
you
I don't
own
even
it.
eat
It's your
cheese.
cheese right now.
You
Until
asked-
you give it to somebody,
you
it's
asked-
your cheese.
Yeah, you asked who owned it, and it shows you a picture of you because it's your cheese.
That's possession, not ownership.
I mean, you own the cheese. You bought it. It's in your bag of holding.
Hmm.
Ask a better question next time. So you guys get on your horses and travel. Nothing eventful is going to happen today. Nothing else. If you want to try some more divinations tomorrow, that's fine. Otherwise, you can just let me know when you're. If you have other divinations you want to do, let me know. But otherwise, your travel is going to be relatively uneventful.
If you do more than one in a day, there's a 25% chance of it being.
Yeah, I would recommend against trying it again the same day. Yeah. So do you want to do it again the next day?
I feel so depressed after the first time.
Basically, I just need to know whether you guys are going to spend. Are you going to spend a 4th level spell slot every day, or just? Or...
I think we're just gonna go.
It doesn't cost the spell slot because it's a ritual, but
Yeah, but
well, it
every
doesn't
day
cost
it
you
gets-
one.
It's renewed. It's
yeah.
fine. So it's.
I guess if you
doesn't
prefer it
matter.
as a ritual, do you want to do one every day? So, okay, we'll say first day goes uneventfully. Day 2, do you want to do another divination?
Absolutely. Why
All
not?
right, Biddy, what's your question?
who kidnapped Cedric?
You get literally a no reply. It's not a yes, it's not a no, it's a null.
No,
So not
okay.
true, not false, it's null. You get that's the response you get. Like the vision that it coalesces in your head is an empty row in a database.
Oh, your data tables are fucked up.
Tink, what's your question?
I have a question we could ask. Why was Cedric taken this time?
I think he wasn't kidnapped.
Like he moved his work. Like he
I-
moved his workshop, and like he was working on something. So I'm curious if it's
Well, I
related.
mean,
ask him, was he kidnapped?
he just seemed he's always working on something.
What's your
important,
question, Tink?
He's going to be spending this whole time sharpening his sword because there's too much magic going around here. He's
That's
just
fine, Martin.
hanging out.
Martinique's over there looking bored, running a whetstone along his rapier. And I'm not talking about the one he wears at his hip.
Hey, yo.
What's your question, Tink?
What is the best way to preserve fresh lettuce?
What?
So you a swirl of snow rises up and forms into the shape of what you, not you Galapagos, but you Tink, would recognize as a Tupperware container.
Oh, finally, we
So,
get a useful answer.
Galapagos
What a great spell.
Galapagos sees that image like sort of formed out of glittering snow.
A little box.
That's
I'll
the
help him start
excellence.
writing a patent for it. It's going to be new
Okay.
technology.
All right, so day 3 dawns.
Well,
Do you
no,
guys
but
want a
we'll need-
divination
we'll need
again?
the gnome to make to fashion the plastic, right?
Would you guys like to go again?
Yes, of course. I mean, it costs us nothing, no?
Marty's gonna roll.
I mean,
to
it costs you
seduce the
25
bard.
gold every time you cast it.
Well, I'll cover the cost.
True.
Don't worry.
Yeah, but I forgot to keep track of that. It does cost 25.
All right,
I've
I'll-
spent 50
I'll
gold
ask
so
them.
far.
I rolled a.
Actually, Petrov.
What are you
let
rolling
me
for,
ask-
Martinique? I'm sorry.
I was rolling to flirt heavily with the bard, and I rolled a 1.
Oh, okay. So Martinique makes a really awkward pass at you, Bartatos. You're a little off put. She's like, "Hey, you got a smallish dick, and I'm kind of into that."
Pete, can I
Wait.
just say that with my
Marty's never seen what Bartatos is packing.
She's pretty insightful, or he's pretty insightful, rather. He probably got a pretty decent idea of what you're packing.
I'm
What's your
extremely
question, Tink?
insightful. No, the problem is with the death of my C drive on my main PC, I've lost all of the details on my previous cards. Now I sent you my PDF.
I
Most
posted a
recently,
new character sheet for you
I
in
know,
Discord today.
but it doesn't have all of my details on it. You've done is given me a new character sheet.
I don't know
but
what
I-
details you're talking about, so
Well, I sent you my old character sheet.
I don't have it. So
No, you should do because it's in Discord.
I'll just download it from Discord then.
That's you're not as it's not true what they say about you.
You don't need me for that. Just download it.
I need you for.
Did you guys
everything.
want to do a day 3 divination or?
I do. I want to ask what Cedric kidnapped.
So,
Can I,
say again because you get a little roboty there. Sorry.
Was Cedric kidnapped?
So a line appears in the snow that just says no. The word
Okay.
no appears written in a snowbank.
There you go. Okay, okie dokie. Not kidnapped.
I'm gonna awakened mind try to plant the image of Bartatos packing in Martinique's brain.
Okay.
Telepathically.
That's fine. You can do that.
I feel we are.
So you
becoming
get a
distracted.
dick pic, Martinique. You get a dick pic from Bartatos, but
Nice.
like a magical dick pic.
Nice. Marty's wildly and enjoys his dick.
All right, so you're on your 4th day of travel, and you're probably whoever's the best. Who's got the best survival, by the way? Probably Slexy.
Probably me.
What's your survival like, Tink?
I
What's
I
a
have a
wisdom?
+6.
It's wisdom and turtles, I think, I think turtles get survival as a bonus skill.
I know my survival is stupid.
What's your
It's
bonus?
+7.
Okay,
+7.
so Tink, you're the person then who's sort of navigating, and you're like, well, I mean, the map seems really accurate. We're like, I'd guess we're about 2 days away. So you cast your divinations, get a no, Cedric wasn't kidnapped answer, and proceed to travel on. And you travel most of the day uneventfully, but around afternoon, say about 3 o'clock, something is going to happen. So let me.
I don't believe I got an
No.
option to ask my divination question.
Ask your
that
question.
morning.
You're correct. What was your
Oh,
morning
hang on.
question?
Am I going to burn a 4th level spell though for that day?
It's a ritual, so as long as you've got it on your
You lose
list of
25
prepared
gold.
spells, it just costs you
Okay,
25
okay.
gold.
In which case, I ask, is there like a lottery in Dragonmyrth?
Yeah, bunches.
Cool. What are the numbers?
So you get like 7 to 4.
Fantastic. Well, I'll make a note of that and hopefully get those off to
Anywhere
the
near a place
local.
where we can play the lottery.
Hopefully get those off to the local church.
He then casts Sending.
Okay, you guys are all on horseback. Here's horses. Put your horses out where you would like to be, and then, if you would, put your model next to a horse, so I know who is on which horse.
Oh God.
Those are some dead horses.
Yeah.
Why? How do
Your
I flip
horse
it?
is upside. Just hit F.
Oh, I've had a
Can I
timeout.
specify?
server
Wait, so
disconnect.
two things before this combat. I'm sorry, Tink, if I'm interrupting. One is
Just reconnecting.
do we know, or does Bartatos need to specify what spells we had put into the ring? Because I don't know if that was figured out
Yeah,
yet.
Yeah, I'm
I
assuming
wrote
you
it down
guys-
on my sheet.
Okay, as long as you
Okay,
know,
you
that's
got
fine.
it figured out.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Yeah, I have. I'm doing greater invisibility and cure wounds.
There you go.
I don't think any of us have greater invisibility.
I do.
Yeah,
Oh, you do.
Slexy-
Oh,
Slexy
sweet,
does.
sweet. Okay. Oh, awesome. Oh,
Yeah, Slexy threw it in during our travel.
beautiful. Okay. And then the other question was, can I be on my broom? Is that as fast as a horse?
If you would
or do I
prefer
need-
to not have brought a horse along out into the wilderness to die, you may certainly ride your broom. The broom can easily keep pace with a horse. The broom is actually faster than a horse.
Yeah, I want to bring my horse. I just don't want to ride it. I just want to stay on a broom. But
Okay.
not like-
Seems
Yeah,
mean,
very-
but all right.
Yeah.
Put
Just
yourself
the-
on
yeah,
the
just-
map where you are,
If one of
then.
our horses dies, we have a backup, etc. Like, yeah, why not?
Okay.
Why not?
All right, that's fine. I get you. Got to remount. Put yourself out where you want to be, then, Biddy.
Sorry,
As
yeah,
opposed
yeah.
to putting yourself next to a horse. And how high
we'll
up
say
are you?
we'll say I have a horse. I'll be flying over here, kind of to the side.
How high up are you?
How high can I be? I guess.
I mean, high as you can go without suffocating. So 30,000 feet if you want.
All right, I'm 100 feet up right now.
Okay.
Or no, yeah, 100 feet. I have no, let's say 60 feet.
You want to be like 30 feet. So
Yeah, you don't want to
So-
be too high because
I can still
Featherfall has
communicate you.
also Featherfall has a duration, and if you're up high enough that you fall in Featherfall, it can wear off before you hit the ground.
1 minute duration. It slows you to 60 feet around, so you can easily go up several hundred feet with no problem. For Featherfall, but
You
no,
could just cast
I
it
mostly just I
last
want to
time.
be able to cast. I want to be within range of my spells. So sorry, let me think about it. For probably 30 feet is a good number actually.
Okay.
You want to be
Yeah.
high enough to see probably above. I guess these are trees or shrubbery.
These are shrubs actually. You can they're,
No,
they're
I'll
if
go
you're
with- I'll
running
go
through
with
them,
30.
they're difficult terrain, but otherwise they are not an impediment of significance. They're
I'll go with
bushes.
30 feet. That works. That works to stay out of melee range.
Okay,
and I can
that's
keep
fine.
my, I can- I
If
can
you were
see-
super high, you may have noticed this before, but 30 feet is not going to give you a significant advantage. All right, so you guys are traveling along the
I'm
road,
getting
and
some. Sorry, guys. I'm getting some weirdness. I'm going to have to totally shut down.
all right, Tink's going to reboot. That's fine. We can handle this without while you. I need to grab a spreadsheet.
Yeah. Or do you guys just want to take like 5 or something while Tank reboots?
We can take
Fire
5 while
break?
Tink reboots. That's fine.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick 5-er. Pete's going to pee anyway. Okay, I have returned. Let me know when everybody's back.
Like our gift.
I think we're just waiting on Tink, probably. I need these. And these.
It's a mighty looking dragon up there.
Looks more like a wyvern. But
Oh, yeah, it's a
also,
wyvern.
moths could be whatever.
Slexy has a good eye.
Good eye, mate.
Where my D20s go? They did not come with me.
Going to do is sell it. Right? Have you?
The Zealot's pretty good, Clark.
That's the one that you like trash on, dude.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, I keep confusing the Zealot and the Sentinel. The Sentinel's okay. The Zealot's trash.
I really hope you make the Perfidious Pete based D&D character.
Somebody clipped that when Pete said that the Zealot was pretty good.
No,
Hold it
they're
hostage
not.
forever.
They're bad.
Somebody clip that.
Okay.
Hey.
Someone's dice.
That was a really good riding a horse through a wilderness montage that we got there, though. I enjoyed that. The smash cuts between divination attempts. Very good.
I just want to know how confused today is that Pierce team.
Wait, how many bad divinations before the deity just stops picking up the phone?
It's like, oh god, this guy.
As long as you limit it to one a day, never.
All right.
I actually took divination specifically just because I felt like I could use it to piss off Pete. Like, somehow.
It's a good spell.
Dangerous game to play.
Yes.
The one you really got to get is Wish.
It's
That's
a good
the,
spell. 'Cause
That's the
it's,
real. Yeah,
So I will be.
Wish is the real G.
that's the real deal.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
going to be a fairly long campaign, but I don't know if you'll make it to 9th level spells. You got to be level 17 for that. I don't know if we'll get there.
Maybe a subsequent
It's back.
campaign with a continuation of these characters or something.
Or just play
This
one
is
where you
already
start at
like
higher
the
levels.
second longest campaign I've been part of. So it's cool.
Usually for that kind of stuff, you tend to start at higher levels because you kind of want
Takes
to build
years
your you build your character slightly differently if you know you're going to start at level 12 than you do if you're starting
Yeah.
at level 4.
And everyone has all these character ideas in their head, and they're just, you don't have time to play them all from 0 to 20 every time.
Damn right, man. I tried to
Think about
play
it.
the character as an accountant.
And look where that got you.
Now you're a dentist.
Okay,
So
so
now you're a murder dentist.
anyway, everybody give me an initiative roll because you guys spot what appears to be a large sort of winged beast off in the distance, and you hear a rah and a shriek that
Didn't yet.
sounds sort of like an animal, but also somehow sounds not correct.
I got a 20
oh,
altogether.
no.
Colonel got a 20. Slexy, what'd you get?
I 19 plus 1, 20.
20. I think the Colonel's before you because she has a higher dex.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Tink, what'd you get? Oh, Tink didn't roll yet. Silk, what'd you
I'm
get?
still loading in.
11.
All right. Biddy?
19.
Got it. Tink's connected up. What's with the gif of excited Brittany?
Okay, voila.
Like uncomfortable, Brittany. I feel like.
I don't get that one.
Yeah, that was in reaction to Bartatas's special.
Ah, the dick
dental
pic.
image.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
The firework is better.
Yeah, I think the Brittany was the rolling a 1, and then the
That was
fireworks
the
was
one?
the success.
Yeah.
On flirt.
All right, so
that was-
there's
that
a Tink is connected.
I've
He
got
is
some.
disconnected again. Tink's having trouble loading something, I think. I will roll some initiative for Tink so we can get him in here.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Tink got a 4.
Dice for Dick.
There could be an object or something that Tink is having trouble loading as well.
Yeah, he's getting to like 71, and then
Yeah, there's something that he's trying to load some particular object and then he's not finding the resource and it's crashing him out.
I'm getting to 64%, and that's it.
Yeah. And there you go. Well, pull up to the Twitch stream so you can see what's going on, and we can do sort of a hybrid. Sometimes this will happen if you have a particularly complicated or There could be a bad model. It might be the Wyvern, maybe, is sort of fucking with it for some
Ah,
reason.
look, me getting out of bed is particularly.
You can't pull that
complicated, so
resource
I'm
because
fine
it's
with
not
this.
reachable from where you're at. But anyway, Colonel, you're up. There is a large beast. This thing is 60 feet in the air. Everybody make a perception check just very quickly for me.
What time of day is it? Midday? You said
Yeah,
3.
it's like about 3 o'clock. It's afternoonish.
Perception check?
About when we thought
Yep.
there was going to be something.
16.
Can I
15.
nominate someone to make my roll?
I will roll for you, Tink. I got you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so your roll was a 2. So probably your passive perception, which I think is a 10.
My passive is 18.
Okay, so anybody who got a 15 or better, this is you recognize this beast? Well, you don't necessarily know what it is, but you know it's got 2 wings, 2 legs, sort of a pointy looking tail. You notice though that like the skin on its wings and some of the skin on its body seems missing.
Yeah.
So
Undead looking?
yeah, it looks real raggedy, like maybe some of it has rotted. So that's what you
Ugh.
got. And it
Gross.
is your turn, Colonel. You are up. So he is 60 feet in the air as well.
I'm gonna just say incoming in case nobody else noticed it. And I guess I'm gonna do an insight check on it.
Okay. Yeah, you can begin to insightfully fight him if you would like.
Yeah, I would like to insightfully fight him.
Okay.
I rolled a 19 plus my insight
He got
is
an 11 on his deception check, so you are now insightfully fighting this critter for the next minute.
okay, and I'd like to shoot at him with my short bow.
Go for it. What's the max range on a short bow?
Ooh, I don't know off the top
It's
of my head.
120, right?
That's about right.
Let me look.
I was
I don't
just
have it.
measuring it out for my own benefit, and the Colonel is almost exactly 120 away.
Did you put the angle in for the up?
Is it in the air? I'm sorry.
He is 60 feet in the air. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I didn't. So you
It's out of
don't-
range.
Well, it's not out of range. It's just a long range shot, so you get a -2.
You
He's
moved up like
too harder to hit.
30 feet or something, you'd probably be in range.
And
So I got
you
a.
can move, and you can do so while on horseback as well.
Guess that's true. What's the horse's move speed?
Horses move 40.
40?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll move forward. Whoa.
8 squares.
I was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kill my horse.
It
And then
happens.
shoot.
Short bows, it's 8320. So 80 is your short range.
Sorry.
Well, so from 80, oh god. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
You're actually in both of your horses squares. 15, that's... so no, it's going to be a long range shot.
Okay, that's fine.
Go ahead and make your roll.
I rolled a 9 plus 7 is 16
That's a hit.
to hit minus 2 is 15.
Still a hit.
Great. Gosh, I haven't hit anything with my short bow in a long time.
I don't think you've used your short bow ever.
I've
Yeah,
used
you
it,
shot
but
it,
like
though.
it's been a long time.
You can apply your sneak attack to this if you want. Don't forget.
I can what?
You can sneak attack with a ranged weapon.
Oh, I can?
Yeah.
That still goes off? Cool. So then that's going to be 2d6?
Correct. You're insightfully
there was-
fighting, which is why you could apply your sneak attack. So
Gotcha. I wasn't sure if that applied to my short bow also.
any attack that you make with it that qualifies for sneak attack, which this does.
So that's going to be 2d6 plus 4? Is that how it's going to be? So that's 10.
What's the damage on your short bow?
The damage is 1d6 plus 4 normally.
So it'll be 3d6 plus 4.
Oh.
Sneak attack is 2d6, so...
16.
Got it. Okay.
And that's my turn for now.
Got it. Oop. All right. Slexy, you're up.
Well, how far away from am I? Blech.
A ways. So, let's see. You are...
You said all this stuff on the sides, difficult terrain.
130 feet, so hypotenuse on it. You're about 145 feet away. The shrubs are difficult terrain if you try and run through a shrub.
Okay, I will move up. Oh fuck! So the movement of the horse is 40.
Correct. You can move 8 squares.
I'm gonna move, I guess, kind of one off to the side here.
Okay.
I don't think I can hit him with anything.
You're about 115 feet out.
Actually, it's only a second level. Just a second.
So,
No, I'm gonna. Oh, actually, it's undead. You said, right?
It is undead, yes. Well, you think it may be, but yeah.
I think
Well, your
maybe.
religion's
It
high
looks
enough.
like it's rotted.
Yeah, it looks like it's undead. It's all rotted and fucked up.
Well, I have Moonbeam, and that's 120 feet.
It ain't a healthy
so-
wyvern, that's for damn sure.
You said it was like 115, or
It's 115, yeah.
okay. I'm gonna try to hit it with Moonbeam.
Okay, fire away.
It's just actually an area attack. It's a Con 14 save.
He needs to make a DC 15 con save.
Con 14.
14, got it. He failed. He rolled a 1.
Okay. Silvery Beam, 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder. Creature enters the spell's area for the first time, or starts its turn there. 2d10. But I think it has to start its turn.
That's
So it
fine.
doesn't-
It'll take that. Just go ahead and roll it. It'll take this damage at the start of its turn.
2d10
If somebody else
damage.
pulls something out of their hat and kills it before the moonbeam strikes, we can worry about that when it happens. But
So that's 9 radiant damage.
9 radiant. Got it. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Biddy, you're up. Anything else, Lex? Because you still have technically a bonus action.
No.
Okay.
That's-
Biddy, you're
that's
up
all.
then.
Sounds good. Okay, I can fly 50 feet.
Yep.
2, 3.
Brooming it. Biddy's going for the snitch.
And that's an area thing. I can move it. I have concentration up.
Can't quite get down to haste the kernel, but that's all right. It wouldn't really help too much because it's up in the air. I guess it wouldn't be as useful. I think my best shot here. Actually, I'm gonna try. I can get 120 feet on a hypnotic pattern. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna see if I can hit this guy with a hypnotic pattern and
Okay.
maybe knock him out of the sky. So you have to
Hypnotic
make a
pattern and
wisdom
run.
save against DC 17.
1 second. I gotta
Well, hold on. If he's about to take damage on when his turn starts, maybe it's
Is that,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Is that?
Yeah, hypnotic pattern's not
Never
going to be
mind,
great
never
here
mind.
because he's going to take
Take it back.
damage at the start of his turn. So,
Gotcha. Okay, I'll just firebolt him.
okay, firebolt's fine. Shoot away.
Came in like a firebolt.
I think we should leave the singing to
Not a
Banditas.
great roll here. That's a
I know all the
16
hits.
to hit.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Oh, okay.
Some things are
Close
easy to
enemy,
hit.
apparently. Okay.
It's big, so probably got easy to hit.
Things that are easy to hit usually have a lot of hit points. Typically, is the way that.
Yeah.
works.
10, it's 9 damage. 9
It's a
damage.
balancing act.
9 fire, correct?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Silk, anything else, Biddy?
I think that's it. Yeah.
All right, Silk, you're up then.
Well, let's see here. I can go 8 squares, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? So let's see here. I don't need to actually target this thing. I just need to get I'm gonna throw a major image out and see if I can lure this thing away. Like if I can draw this thing's attention. So what do wyverns like? Maybe like I don't know that much about undead. Maybe another wyvern like flying off somewhere
Brains?
else to
Big
do
plate of
something?
brains.
Something easier to attack? I don't know.
An extra juicy horse.
So make an intelligence check for me. So
Fornicate.
I was just waiting.
Did not go well.
Okay. What'd you get?
Yeah, I got like a 4.
All right, go ahead then. Do it. Do whatever.
Shitty. All right, I'm gonna major image a nice, juicy, looking like big, beefy, like fighting armor equipped, like menacing troll thing up ahead.
Making a troll. Okay, hold on a second. Let's do probably this. How big do you want this to be?
Like big and menacing, so I can have up to 20 feet cubed for my illusion. So
Okay.
it could be pretty big.
It's going to be a gargantuan troll.
Yep.
Put that where you want it.
Okay, so 120 feet is. Rar. There we go. That seems about
Okay.
right.
Big ass troll appears. Okay. Anything else?
I guess that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
I might hop off my horse so I can try to like sneak a little easier. I can do that as I'm throwing a major image out. Otherwise, I think that's it.
Alright, so
Oh, how far can he move?
wyverns are pretty quick. So he's gonna fly past, and on his way past Biddy, he's gonna claw at you and sting you with his tail.
No.
Fucker.
What's your AC?
Yeah.
Pre-shield, it is 19.
Alright. So that's a miss and a critical.
Okay, so shield doesn't matter.
Yeah, you don't want to. You're not going to want to shield on a 20. I rolled a 20, a nat 20, so shielding does not help because it's always a hit.
It's just a weapon attack. I take it. Okay.
Yeah, the stinger hit, so that's going to be. Let me see what a stinger does.
You're on the broom, aren't you?
Stinger. Hitting them with the stinger. So yeah, they don't let you fight with that one no more.
So take 24 damage
Jesus.
and make a Constitution save for me.
Con save is
DC
a
15.
21.
Okay, so you are going to take some poison damage as well. You took 24 piercing and take 8 poison. And now I need you to make a dex save. DC
Hold
10.
on. If I took 24 plus 8, that's 30. I'm dead.
You're unconscious?
Or I'm unconscious. It's exactly my hit points, 32.
Okay, so Biddy is gonna take.
I can't absorb elements on poison, right? That doesn't work.
No, because I think absorb elements is only fire. Isn't it only the elemental damage?
I'm unconscious.
All right, so Biddy is gonna fall. All right.
Not for long. Don't worry. I'm leafing through my paramedic page.
It's the wyvern's turn. Tink, you're up.
Oh.
Biddy, you have been knocked off your broom, and you're gonna fall on your next turn. So.
Yeah, I mean 30 feet.
Yep.
In which case, I will immediately.
Yeah, does somebody have Featherfall prepared? I mean, I do, but obviously that doesn't help. So
Pretty much only wizards have Featherfall, Biddy.
okay, well that sucks.
Yeah, all I can do is.
If the
help
Colonel
you
gets
after
knocked
you
out while
roll.
using her winged
one
boots,
time.
she has Featherfall.
Brutal.
Speaking of which,
Brutal.
Colonel, you might want to remember you have flying shoes. You can
I do
go
have flying shoes.
you can go stab this man in the air.
True. That
It may
would
not
be
be
very
as quick as a wyvern, but you also can fly now.
Yeah,
So the
flying
fact
shoes,
that
yeah, I
he's
know.
in the air, yeah.
Should have hasted you.
So Biddy hasn't like fell yet?
No.
He's like
He got stabbed, like the wyvern flew up and speared him through the heart with its tail and knocked him off of his broom. So he's flying right now, ass over tea kettle, doing flips in the air. He's gonna hit the ground next turn. Tink, it is your turn.
Yes, indeed. So, there's obviously no reason, if this thing appears to be undead, I am not going to cast Toll the Dead, which is necromantic.
Why don't you just heal me as I'm falling, Tink, and then I'll just try to, like, I don't know if I can feather fall.
Hey, cool your jets, dude.
Okay.
I haven't
How
got
long
to
is
you
it going to
yet.
take for him to fall?
He's gonna have a
Just-
tough
just-
time. Biddy will hit the ground on his next turn.
I'm not going to get you mid-fall, believe me.
There was a
It's gonna
very
be
anime action here where Biddy and this thing flew at each other on a broom and they charged up Dragon Ball Z like, and then they made their epic pass and it did the like flash thing where the bolt of lightning comes together where it does the splits the screen in two. And then after that cut, you see Biddy flying ass over tea kettle, spraying blood everywhere.
Nice.
Shing!
Okay.
Very
So,
epic.
so my turn. I will not Toll the Dead. I'm going to go Word of Radiance because that's a cantrip free, right? So I get
I mean,
to
that
attack.
hits everything that's adjacent to you. So while you're on the horse, it's going to hit these squares. But this thing is a good ways away from you and also 30 feet in the air. So
That's totally unhelpful. In which case, we go to first level spell of Cure Wounds for our dear friend.
okay, so how are you going to touch Biddy when he is
Flying down
60? Well, let's see, 50. He's 80 feet away and 30 feet up, so he's about 90 feet from you in the air. Gonna be tough to touch him.
I'll have what's it called?
Also, just
You need
just
heal-
as
you
a
need healing
just as
word.
a general idea, you may not want to heal him till he hits the ground. Because if you heal him now, he's just gonna hit the ground and get knocked the fuck back out again. You may just want to wait for him to land and patch him up after the splat.
Can I cast divination and find out what's going to happen
That
after
spell
it hits
takes
the
a
ground?
minute, I think, even if you regular cast it. I believe it takes a minute.
You get a vision of an egg, a raw egg, hitting the ground, going splat.
That's actually probably what you would. Yeah, that would be not.
Yeah. Look, not to make light of Marmaduke's situation, we're going to Tiberius. We're going to proceed with towards his general direction of impact. I can't obviously make any movements on the map. I have no control. I'm out of the game.
Okay, so you just want to move forward on your horse?
Towards
Horse is
Get off
faster
my
than
horse.
you, so
I'm getting off my horse.
getting off the horse.
Stay on your goddamn horse. Why are you getting off your horse?
So you could get to there in a single move. If all you want to do is run to be close to where Biddy's going to land, you could get pretty close, actually. You could be
unless
here.
it dies on impact.
Okay.
Am I not going to die on impact?
You're
Yeah.
going to make 2 death saves. If you take damage while you're unconscious, it just makes you take 2 death saves. So there's no chance that you will die. You could be 2/3 of the way to dead at worst.
Yikes.
Anyway,
Well-
Tink has run forward then. He got his weapon and his shield out, and he's run forward. He's going to wait and try and catch Biddy. Colonel, you're up.
I want to dash with my flying boots and try to catch the wizard.
Okay, wing boots, I think you have a flying speed of 30. You want to try and catch Biddy?
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying.
Or he hits the ground, ideally. Like, I want to try and, like,
I got it.
scoop it. in the
What's
air.
your strength?
My strength is 8.
So you are pretty sure you're not going to be able to successfully catch Biddy or even significantly break his fall because he's too heavy for you to carry.
What about just trying to, like, grab his robe and slow his fall so he doesn't take catastrophic fall
You
damage?
still have to be able to carry the stuff that you can carry while falling.
He'll be fine.
Apparently, the rules are that I can't die from this fall, which is awesome.
Yeah,
That's what
it is actually, just to give you from a rules perspective, it is actually
Yeah, you
impossible
should,
for
like-
Bitterroot to die from this fall. This
Yeah.
cannot kill
Apparently
him.
that's the rules. Them's
I'm
the
just
rules.
trying to, like, make it so he wasn't a splat you know, if he's
I get
conscious.
it, but honestly, there's no advantage in doing that. I would let you try if you really want to catch him and prevent him from hitting the ground. It just doesn't really do anything. But he's still going to be dying when you land. You might as well just let him hit. This is what. Also, you're kind of stealing Tink's thunder because this is sort of his bit. Oh, what's that? You got killed by a wyvern and knocked ass over tea kettle off your broom and splattered onto the ground? I can fix that.
Tink's gonna try to heal me when I bounce.
Yeah,
He's gonna.
Tink's gonna heal you on the first bounce. That's the best way to handle this scenario. Just
There was certainly no
catch
way
him
I
on the
was gonna
first
I
heal-
want
bounce.
to go do some.
There was
Might
no
wanna
way
go
I
do
was
the
going to heal
shanking.
you before you landed. Put it that way.
Catch him on the first bounce. Tink has the right idea, actually.
Okay. Well, then in
But
that
I will try to haste you pretty soon, Martinique. But I think in the meantime, either fly up and smack the dragon, or like shoot it.
Or-
The wyvern is moving very fast, but you could get up and take a stab at him this turn. You would have enough quickness to do that if you wanted to, Colonel.
I'll attempt that then. I'll switch to my sword and try to fly up.
Okay.
And
So you pull your sword and then lift off from your horse, and you can fly up next to him right there. So you are now 30 feet in the air as well, next to the wyvern.
okay, and I'm gonna swing at him.
Stab away.
Stab, 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 stab. Oi. +9 is 18.
That's it.
Okay.
And you're sneak attacking, so don't forget your sneak attack damage.
An extra 2d6. 8 + 6 is 14.
Got it.
And I think I want to action surge and hit him again.
Okay, go ahead.
Twelve plus 9 is 21.
Okay.
Some plus 6 is 14.
That's 14 more. Got it.
13.
13.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, anything else?
How much movement speed do I have left?
So you had to go up 30 and over. You can move about 15 more feet in the air. Without changing your vertical distance. Your maneuverability with the winged boots is perfect, and you have hover, so.
Okay. I just want to try and make sure, because he's like flying past, right? I want to make sure that I'm just not like.
But he's going to land in this square right here.
Oh, he's coming down to land. I just don't want to get tangled up in.
You are not in danger of having Bitterroot collide with you
She
in the
can
air.
fly. Can she not just like catch me in the air?
She could if
I think
she was
she talked about
stronger. A strong person could absolutely have caught you in the air, Biddy. Yes.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
guess that's
the
fair.
colonel can't do it because she's not strong enough.
I'm a dex fighter, not a strength fighter.
Yeah. The colonel,
So I think-
the colonel can't carry you. You're too heavy. So she would actually have
think that
trouble
is my
dragging you.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, that's true.
Lexi, you're up.
Okay, well, I'll move my moonbeam, I guess. I don't know.
How far does it move?
Move 60 feet.
Okay. Just takes a bonus action to move that, right?
I think so.
It's 10 squares.
Let me check.
Okay. Moonbeam gets closer.
You can use an action to move the beam.
Oh,
Doesn't-
may not want to do that then.
It's just I don't have much else to throw at this thing. It's 30 feet up, you said, right?
He is, yes.
Hmm.
If you just want to move the beam and get it closer, that's a perfectly cromulent thing to do.
I didn't big in the amount of options later on.
I mean, I have spears, but I don't think those are going to do anything. Yeah, I'll just move it closer, I guess.
Got it.
So 60 feet.
10
just
squares.
directly.
Or 12 squares, yep. 12 squares straight forward. And did you want to move yourself at all?
Yeah, I'll move. I can move 30 feet.
Yep, 6 squares.
I'll move my horse up with me.
Okay.
I guess I'm still on my horse.
Yeah, you're still on your horse, so if you want to move, you actually are slightly faster. You get another 10 feet of movement if you want it. While you're mounted. Horses go 40.
There. Or over here, I guess. Just I want to be.
Wherever you want to
Nearby.
be, you can move however you want.
Okay.
Got it. All right. Anything else?
No, I don't really have anything else to do at the moment.
All right.
It's fine.
All
I have a
right.
hammer.
So Biddy smacks into the ground. He is prone in this square. Make 2 death saves for me, Biddy.
Oof.
I will. Also, didn't Tink like ready his like actions?
Tink
so that he
ran.
would... What?
Tink ran. He used both his actions to move.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Okay. I made 1 successful and 1 failed death. save.
Okay. So you've made 1, failed 1. Got it. All right. And that's it for you. Silk, you're up.
Okay. I feel like this it's the kind of thing where just gonna go with the classic and throw some Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Can't go wrong with damage.
Yeah. So here we go. Obviously both bolts. So let's see how this goes. Okay, 14 and a 17 plus
Both hit.
7. Okay, cool. And they're D10s, I believe.
Yep. Each bolt does a D10. And I don't think you have
Okay,
agonizing blast yet because you don't have invocations yet. So
Yeah, I have 1 more level for that.
Yep.
Okay, so I have a 10 and a 9, so 19.
19
Plus.
force.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, Tink, you're up. Anything else from Barditas? You still got some bonus actions and reactions and whatnot.
I think I can throw a healing word at as a bonus action.
Yep, healing word is a bonus action. If you wanted to healing word Biddy, you could absolutely do that. I think it was 30 feet. He's in range.
Yep. Actually, healing word's 60 feet. And yeah,
well,
I'll
he's
throw
definitely
it-
in
I'll
range,
throw
so-
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
just roll your
so
heal then.
I'll throw- Okay, so it was 1d. It was a d4 plus.
It's a
2, I
D4
think.
plus your charisma.
Okay, so it's
I genuinely don't know.
Yeah.
You may have to look that one up.
I have it written down. Let me see. Healing word is good. Yeah, 1d4 plus spellcasting ability modifier.
So it's just D4 plus your charisma bonus.
So
You're still prone, Biddy.
okay, 4.
Yeah, I was just trying to.
Amazing.
indicate that, sure.
4, and my charisma bonus is 4, so he gets healed 8.
Okay, so you got 8 HP, Biddy, and you are no longer in any danger of dying. You are back to consciousness, and you are laying on the ground. Your broom falls down and bonks you on the head for comic effect.
Wait.
Dunk! And
Since I hopped off my horse, I'm gonna move over here.
Okay. Oop, I didn't want to do that. Actually, the wyvern's
Actually,
turn.
sorry. Oh, sorry. I wanted to move away from the road.
It's all difficult.
Anything else? Yeah, those each of those squares with a bush in it takes two squares of movement.
That's fine. I would have been moving 20 feet, so
You can. I mean, I think you have enough move to go around if you wanted.
yeah. I get 35 if I'm off the horse, which I did.
Yep.
So
Okay, that's cool. All right, you're good. So wyvern's turn. All right, it's gonna land here, and it is going to attempt to bite at the colonel because she stabbed it hard.
I'm still 30 feet up in the air.
You're right. So it's gonna land and that's gonna attack Tink then because it's trying to secure its kill. So it's coming down to
Damn you,
gonna
Marty.
swing at
I'm
Tink.
sorry, that's where I ended my turn.
Bite and stinger. Got it.
Take stuff, you can take it.
Bite.
Yeah, you're
Is a
strong.
miss.
The other campaign is Futurama. This one's Back to the Future.
Fail.
Marty.
I think I'd prefer Back to Futurama.
That's a 20.
is,
Does a 20 hit you, Tink? I don't think a 20
Think is
hits
Doc.
you.
I think he's
AC
21.
21.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
So he tries to bite at you, and you jam your shield in his mouth, and then he tries to sting you with the quick over the shoulder, like the old 1-2 combo bite sting. But you wrench the shield out of his mouth and deflect the stinger. And it is now your turn. Get off of my friend. Or perhaps taste my shield.
Keep off my lettuce. So, get off my lettuce. Oh shit, we've got to heal our boy.
He's not dying
But
at the moment. He's really beat up.
You can stand in the square that
stand
in the square that Colonel Sherbet is in because she is
major.
30 feet.
However,
in the air.
this cat is right in my face, right? He's right up the grill.
He is currently threatening you. Yes.
Because remember, I have no. I'm not playing in real time here. I'm watching from the.
Yeah, you're.
So okay, let's go for.
And you could be in the square. Colonel's 2 squares in front of you, but she's 30 feet in the air, so you could be in that square if you wanted to, which would be next to Biddy, and then you could heal him. So if you just want to step over there and heal Biddy, you can definitely do that.
I would be in favor of this.
Yes, so I shall indeed do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna just Colonel. We know what square you're in. I'm just gonna move you for convenience sake.
Yeah.
So Tink steps over here. Go ahead and throw whatever heal you want to throw, Tink. Which one do you want to use? Just a cure wounds?
I can't throw anything, man. I got no control.
No, I mean just pick what spell you want to cast and tell me.
Oh, cure wounds. Cure wounds.
Just first level.
At second level. No, at second level.
Level 2 cure wounds. So that's 2d8 plus a bunch. Let me look. Let me look at the upcasting on this.
An absurd amount of healing.
Yeah, Tink is really good at healing. When he heals stuff, it sticks. Let's see here. It's also going to heal him if he's. But I don't think Tink is hurt.
He got missed.
You can heal 24 or more. I'll be at full health.
It's going to be. Six. Heal 14, Biddy.
14.
Nice.
Okay. So 10 away from full health.
You'll receive my bill in the mail.
Tink's gonna invoice you. You still have a bonus action? You want to do anything with that, Tink? Or are you good?
Yes. So can I
Hold the D.
do a word of radiance on this sucker?
You can't cast a bonus action. Like I think the only spell you can cast with a bonus action would be spiritual weapon. Would be literally it. You may just be done. Like you did your thing. You came up and saved Biddy after he got splattered on the ground like an egg thrown out of a window.
So cantrips at this. Should I have done it? Should I have done the cantrip first?
You can't do a cantrip. Well, you used your action to cast heal cure wounds on Biddy. Your action is also what you used to cast the cantrip. But you already used it to make Biddy. You used your action gluing Humpty Dumpty back together.
Yes, fair enough. Well, as a Duke of York, I will retreat.
Okay, so you're good. All right, Colonel, back to you. You are 30 feet in the air above Tink. The Wyvern has landed and appears to be intent on trying to get the rest of you scavenging bastards away from its kill, so it can finish eating Biddy.
All right,
I'd like closer. Can we tell that it's more undead or less?
Oh, it's
undead?
definitely undead. It smells like shit. There's big chunks of flesh that are missing from it. It smells like rot. It is fucking gross. It's dead and has been dead for a while.
I want to fly down to swing at it, but I want to stay in the air, like above it. And
so you have 5 feet of reach, so you can be. This thing is about 20 feet tall. So if you're 25 feet in the air, you can jab down at him. That's cool.
That's what I would like to do.
Okay, stab away.
Do I get advantage from being
not when you're in wing? Not while winged booting, because it's a little awkward to do this while flying. So
that makes sense.
Normally, if you have a height advantage and your feet are firmly on the ground, I would say yes. But in this case, it's a little awkward to use winged boots because you're literally walking on nothing.
Yeah, that makes sense. So that's a 19 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay, this is my sneak attack damage. My insightful fighting damage. 17.
Okay.
And
right. You stab him in the top of the dome, and a big chunk of rotted flesh comes out and splatters on the ground. But he's still.
Chris.
I mean, he doesn't even seem to notice. It's still up and fighting. Slex, your turn. You're done, right, Colonel?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Right. Hop off my horse and tell it to stay safe and move up, and then
takes half your movement to dismount. By the way.
Okay.
You can fight on horseback if you want to just run over and
I
get
know.
a melee.
I
You can
just-
swing
I
at it from
don't-
your horse.
I don't want to risk the horse.
Fair.
I'm gonna hop off. That takes half my movement, so then I can only move 15.
Yeah, 3, yep.
Guess I'll move there.
Okay.
And then I'll just move this up onto it.
Got it. That's a 20-foot radius?
It's 5 foot.
5-foot radius. Okay, so the moonbeam is back in action and ready to burn. All right, Biddy, you're up. Or rather, you're conscious again and laying on the ground and are not cracked like a badly dropped egg.
So I have to lose like half my movement to stand up,
Yep,
basically.
takes
right?
half your movement to stand. Yep.
And then get on the broom. that you said
Your broom
on
is
me.
not in your square.
Oh, where is it?
It's like over here.
Oh, Jesus.
When you got
That's
knocked
too
off,
far.
you got knocked off backwards and the broom kept going.
How high up is the dragon?
It is on the ground.
Oh. Yeah, let's
It landed.
just take a break from the dragon here. I'm going to cast Banishment on the dragon.
Okay. I believe that's a wisdom save? Or is it charisma?
It is a charisma save.
Let me see what this guy's charisma save is like. Bad. Okay, it is banished.
Nice.
All right, so let's regroup, heal up a little bit.
Maybe next
here.
time lead with the banish.
We have 10 rounds before this thing.
It's a high level. You don't want to burn it right away.
I
We
wanted
also
to
just
chop his
leave.
head off.
I
We
also have that.
Yeah, so do I. I didn't want to like
I don't want
banish
to
it.
kill this thing though, so let's just everybody heal up, everybody get on their brooms, get the horses safe. Let's just like prepare ourselves, and then I'll haste the colonel to break my concentration. And
Can I move? Can I move my?
You guys
my
have
big
10
friendly guy
turns.
with us?
You have so assuming nothing hits Bitterroot, you have 10 turns to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I'll get back on my broom. I'm down 10 hit points, so maybe Tink can like heal. Does Tink have that like healing aura or whatever it's called?
This
like,
would be
heal
a
everybody?
complete waste of aura vitality to heal one person. to
Okay,
health
never
points.
mind. But you know,
I
we
mean-
can get everybody to full health somehow. Maybe
Dude, you're
Tink
not okay. Let me just
I,
say,
I've got
you're
the
not,
heal
you're not
sword
getting aura of vitality without a moonwalk. Just forget
Okay. So Tink, what can you cast on? You have like healing. What's it
it.
called?
You're better off having a healing potion.
What's the
Haven't you got one of
duration
those?
on Moonbeam, by the way, Slex? Is it a minute?
What's your
minute.
first level healing spell? I can't remember what it's called.
Cure wounds?
Just cure wounds me for
The minimum
to
his
get-
cure wounds can heal is 10.
Yeah. So just cure wounds me.
That sounds to me a lot
We have
like
10
someone
rounds.
telling me what to do.
I mean, I can
Everyone
cure
move in.
wounds. I have one. I have one in the ring.
Like,
It's not going to use anyone's slot.
You don't
If
want
you're
to.
worried about it,
You
Jake.
kind of don't want
Just
to
leave
use the
it.
ring of spell storing unless you need to use it. Like that's sort
It's
of.
it's your ace in the hole.
Yeah, it's an emergency kind of thing. That's the best way to use it because again, anything you cast into it is a spell you don't have later.
I mean,
it's
the
best to not
ring
use it
is
unless you need it.
The ring is what gets us out of trouble. You know, everything else. We
Also,
can
being
do
down
a
10
lot
HP is
before
not that big a deal.
No, but I'm happy to do that.
Okay, so
obviously,
you cast. So
just
use
like
another
that
first
for this
level
thing.
spell.
Don't we have potions of healing?
Did you buy any?
I have
We have
one.
some from
I have one left.
Yeah.
Zenobia.
No, but again,
Those
I
are-
guess those,
Yeah,
no, those
that's
are
good. Maybe I
savior
should just
items.
drink
Those are
one.
savior items. You're right.
Yeah.
I cast cure wounds on our
Okay,
dead wolf.
so just mark off a first level spell slot. Biddy, the
Yes.
the least it can heal you is 10, so you're fine.
Thank you very much, Tank. I appreciate that.
Well, actually, the least.
Yeah.
Let me roll. Hold on. He needs
Yeah,
to
You
roll.
may,
But
you may
anyway,
want to grab
so-
your broom and
You're
move
fine.
back.
So
It
I'm
actually
full,
healed
I
you
can
for
get on my
9.
broom.
You're down to 1 because you rolled a 2. But you're one. You're down to 1 hit point.
I'll
Okay.
move up beside it.
That'll do. so I'll get on my broom. But I was just saying, like, we can set up whatever we want to deal with this dragon.
Well,
like, it's gonna
Slexy
come out,
is
like-
also concentrating on a spell that has a duration, and the longer you take to set up, you're wasting that moonbeam.
No.
Okay, well, you could. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I'm just like, okay. So let's.
I would
let's
like
just-
to get a couple more hits with the moonbeam.
Yeah. So
You guys might want to
like,
get behind this thing, so then my my illusion can be like immediately threatening it.
Yeah,
It can be
position
there
your
and
illusion.
also be threatening it. That's fine.
I'm gonna fly over next to Colonel. Colonel and I can both be in the air, right? We can
Does
both
the
be in the
broom
air.
hover?
adjacent
Does
to
the
where
broom have
dragon
hover?
disappeared.
I don't know what its maneuverability is like. I don't know if that thing can hover. Like that, the broom is not great in combat.
I have a question.
Yeah, I can hover. Yeah,
Okay.
What,
I think so. Right? Hold on.
why is the mage in combat?
Because he got
Because he wanted to.
I mean, shouldn't Tiberius be off?
Yeah, but he
He
got
should be
knocked.
back. He should probably be back with me, kind of like out of
Yeah,
the
it
way.
can hover.
Well, yeah. So, right. So the point we can move a little ways away, but what I'm going to do is to break my concentration on this spell. I'm going to haste the kernel, and so we should go to whatever location is appropriate. Oops, sorry.
I love that you guys always assume there's never another fight. All of our biggest spells as soon as it's possible to cast them.
I mean, that's why I'm trying not to.
I have three more. I have three third
Major
level
image
spell
isn't
slots.
too bad.
I'll have two
Not-
more third level spell slots available.
Not a
after I cast
critique,
haste.
it's just an observation. I think it's
Dude.
funny.
My first instinct was to cast inflict wounds at level 4.
Yeah, I like am holding. I don't want to use all my spells.
Slexy fights the way I
talking
fight.
about? You never use your spells.
Slexy fights the way I fight.
I have a hammer. It does damage
Yeah.
if I don't need to use my
Yeah,
spells.
but
If I can hit something with a hammer, do that until the hammer stops working.
Colonel, let's move like whatever distance you'll be able to move with haste, and I'll haste you, and you can just run in and smash the dragon.
I mean,
Right.
the
The
dragon's
movement's
going to
gotta be
reappear in
60
the
feet.
same spot, right?
That is correct. It will
Yeah,
appear in
exactly.
the square that it's in.
But
when
everyone's
you
saying
vanish
I
it,
should
it
be a
comes back.
distance away. Well, I guess I can use it on you.
No. I
can use
think
it on you and then
possibly
move.
the Furbolg should be adopting your role, and you should be a little more out doing what the Furbolg.
So Biddy is back on his broom. So 1, 2.
Yeah.
So
We have a whole.
we're 3
like, you-
turns deep here. So you're 3 turns beyond. So you got 7 turns left for setup here.
Yeah,
Can,
you
can,
can.
shout
can
out
we
the
move the
horses.
horses out of the way?
Sure.
I'm going to shout at the horses to move and crap.
Yeah, move the horse.
Yeah. Well, if you scare them, they're gonna run.
No, I'm gonna talk to the horses
Well, they
to
won't
tell
run.
them to.
Oh,
So you instruct
Christ.
your
Move
horse
out of
and
the
say,
route.
"Hey, can you get your
Doolittle.
friends and move to safety?" And your horse is like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it." So in the 3 turns, then the horses are gonna come over here and hide. They will come huddle over here where it's safe.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
seems like a
Biddy-
good idea.
Biddy, just come over and haste me and then leave. We have plenty of time.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I cast haste, my other spell ends. My banishment spell ends because it's a
Correct.
concentration spell.
Yeah,
I'll-
but then
I
just
will
fly
cast
away.
haste- Right. That's fine. So I'll cast haste on you. I will then immediately fly 50 feet away.
And I will hold my action for when he casts haste to just.
Yeah. and
So
I'll-
Colonel Slexy, do either you want to have a readied action?
yes.
Yeah.
Stabbing.
I'm just.
So what are
I'm just
what are
gonna
your readied
hold my
actions?
action to smack it.
Okay, so when the monster reappears, hit it, and same for you, Colonel.
Yeah.
Same.
Hit the monster when it reappears. Got it.
I
Okay.
ready stab.
So Biddy casts haste on the Colonel and flees on the broom, and the monster reappears. So Slexy, Colonel first, actually take a swing, stab away.
Okay. So it's been so long since I've been hasted, so I get
You get 2 attack actions.
Just
plus
make
your-
a regular attack. You're still just
regular
Ready, steady, stab.
stab.
your movement.
That's a crit for me.
Yep, 19 is a critical for the Colonel. I'm assuming you're gonna apply your sneak attack for that. So it's 2d8 plus 4d6 plus 4.
Oh yeah, baby.
Holy shit.
Actually, you had more than 4, Colonel.
Yeah, it's plus 6 now.
Yeah, it went up because your dex went up.
Good lord.
29.
Got it.
Ouch.
And for my second attack,
Yep, you have an action. Your haste action can be used to attack or move. That's another critical.
I'm going to use it to attack, and I got another crit.
Okay.
Oh.
No sneak attack here. It's
Yeah.
just 2d8 plus a bunch.
2d8 plus 6.
But you get a total of 4 attacks this turn, right? Because every
does
time you
not,
take
no.
a.
No,
No.
I would have to use action surge, but I already used it earlier.
Also, the Colonel
Uh,
doesn't have extra attack
You're
yet.
not a 5th level
She's
fighter.
a rogue.
It's rogue fighter.
The Colonel is
Uh,
mosly rogue.
You don't have multi-attack. You know.
Really mostly rogue. So that's gonna be 15 damage.
15 more. Got it. All right. So, Colonel, you come out and you stab it right in the brain. And most of its head falls to the ground. It doesn't really seem to care. It's got like the half of top of its head with one eye. And then you stab it again, and its left wing falls off. And again, it still doesn't really seem to care, but it's to the point now where it's like so fucked up, it's having trouble moving itself.
Cool.
And
Yeah.
Slexy,
I don't care
you're up.
where you're from. That's
Your
gotta-
prepared action is next.
Just smack it.
Womp
I
away.
don't think I can prepare a spell or anything, so.
You could say I'm gonna, when it reappears, I'm gonna cast this spell. That is some that you can prepare a spell as a bonus, yeah, or as a ready action, yeah. But if you just want to womp it, that's also fine.
I'll just womp it.
Okay.
So I got 3.
What's your
plus
total
5.
roll? Because it ain't
12.
12. 12 is a miss. And then it is Silk's turn.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the old Eldritch Blast again.
Okay.
He's
got some cover
I can
here.
throw this.
It'll be
for sure.
he's too harder to hit because he's got some cover from the Colonel and Tinkin is on the ground. But yeah, go ahead and you can
That's
still shoot
fine.
it. Yeah. Cover's the thing that happens.
Okay, so I have a miss and 12 plus 7, 19.
What do you add?
I have a 9 and a 19.
Okay, so the 19's a hit then.
All right, so I roll one of these. And he takes 8.
Okay, so you throw an Eldritch Blast into what's left of its head explodes, and it slumps to the ground and is now just a pile of rotting meat.
Gross.
Take a sample.
You take a sample.
I tried that. It didn't work.
Okay, the wyvern is, well, the undead, so this is very clearly an undead wyvern, and you can tell this thing has been dead for a long time. The fact that
Don't
it
put
was
that-
this messed up before you guys started fucking with it in this environment, that's one of the reasons why the undead do so well in Hemsco, is because it's cold and it helps preserve them a bit.
Refrigerates them.
Yeah, exactly. And you can tell based on this thing's level of decay, it's been dead a really fucking long time.
Gotcha.
Okay, outside of the game, to get
We're out of initiative, so you guys can. just do
Yeah.
whatever.
So to get some ecological understanding,
Mhm.
the extent of the winter ish nature of this wall, it extends
Wyvern can fly over a wall.
into the normal world in the isthmus.
Yeah, wyverns can fly.
No,
he-
but
he
I
was
mean,
flying
where
when
are
we
we?
met
I
him,
mean,
so-
we haven't progressed beyond the wall. I mean,
No,
No.
you're nowhere near the wall. The wall is like 600 miles south of you.
So
Dead events
ecologically,
sometimes seem
the temperature zone has dropped to.
You are not in an Arctic climate, but it is still cold. Like it's not, sub-zero, but it's below freezing.
Okay.
It's
we're like
very
Minnesota.
chilly here. You're in like
it's
say
not sub-zero, but it's below freezing.
yeah, it's
Isn't that the
think
same
like
thing?
northern-ish Canada in the spring.
Freedom units, Tink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
freedom units, not not imperial.
Freedom units. Yeah, but no, you're like in very northern-ish latitude. So, southern Alaska, northern Canada-ish in like late April. So it's cold. It's not freezing, like you're not gonna die, but your nose is running. It's cold.
Yeah, that's cool. I wasn't sure. Our proximity.
So what's everybody doing? Horses are safe. Wyvern's
Well,
dead.
I'm healing up, I guess.
Troll's doing a victory dance. Woo.
Yep, I'm gonna make him like do a song and dance while we get everything.
Do
like,
another
while we load
intelligence
back.
check for me real quick there also, Bartatas.
Do we know if there's something we should do with the body? Like, should we burn it or just leave it, or...
I don't know, burn it seems like a decent idea. Just because it smells fucking terrible.
24.
So, for unintelligent undead, like this kind of stuff, zombies and whatnot, illusions ain't great because they aren't really smart enough to be fooled.
I thought I had to make an intelligence check to not be like,
There's a level
attack.
of threshold where, so like a big distracting illusion is not going to distract a zombie or a skeleton because they don't care. They're just going to go kill whatever is the closest to them anyway. They're not going to be distracted by a distraction because they don't have complex enough thoughts for that sort of
They're
stuff
not gonna
to be effective.
They're not going to change to go after the bigger threat.
If
They're
it was
just gonna go
they're
for-
not going to go try and fight something that's more dangerous. They're just like going to go attack the closest thing because that's the way their commands work. So
Okay,
if
it'd
there
have
are
to
two
be
skeletons,
I have to put something closer to them that was just like, oh, okay, this thing's
right? If
closer
it had
to
been the
them.
closest
So
thing that it could attack without, it would go try and mess with your illusion and then get a chance to disbelieve it. But it's not going to go out of its way to attack an illusion because they aren't smart enough to think tactically.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, I've got a question which might be deemed to be a bit of a waste of time, but I'm going to try it anyway.
That's fine.
My survival skill is +7.
Mhm.
Is there what can I fashion in to get a sample of this being?
I mean, you got a jug or a jar probably somewhere on you. If you wanted to take a sample of a dead wyvern, you can get some dead wyvern meat.
Thank you. And yeah, fine. Let's do that.
Okay, you take a small vial of dead wyvern meat, and then I'm assuming, Slexy, you're going to set this thing on fire?
I'm going to drag it to a clearer area so it doesn't light anything else on fire. And then
There is no danger of starting an out-of-control wildfire in this temperature. In fact, you're going to probably have a difficult time getting this wyvern to burn.
Okay.
Like, setting it on fire is going to... You can do it. It's going to take some effort and some time, though.
We need the conjure gas can or conjure diesel.
I don't know if
fuel.
conjure
What about
gasoline
sacred
is not a
flame?
spell of which I'm aware.
Does Sacred Flame help?
Well, there's,
No, it does not.
Holy fire doesn't quite operate the same way.
I mean, you
Just
can just
cast
pile up some
Firebolt,
local
yeah.
shrubs, and Firebolt will set the you can
mean,
you can pile up some sticks and shrubs and throw the corpse on there, and then throw a firebolt at the sticks, and they'll. I mean, you can start a fire. That's not tough. But there's no danger of it spreading and burning out of control because there's not a lot of stuff around to burn, and none of it's particularly flammable. So,
okay, I'll do that. Drag it a little off the road and just light it up.
all right, you haul it over into a ditch and set it on fire. And other than that, the wind is blowing. It's cold.
Gather up the
Mount up
horses.
and get back on the road.
All right.
There's now a big plume of smoke identifying our position, so probably
There
time
is
to
a plume of smoke, but you're riding away from it. So you guys mount back up and continue on and travel uneventfully. Go ahead and take a long rest. So do any
Travel.
relevant healing, etc., etc. And it's
Oh,
going to
long
be dawn of the 5th morning. So if you guys want to do a divination, you have the opportunity. But in the distance, you actually can see Cedric's workshop. It is large.
I want to roll to flirt with the bard.
Okay.
If the chuckleheads are gonna divine every day, then I get a chance to flirt. Ooh, I got a
Fair.
16. What do I add to a flirt roll?
I mean, it is your persuasion, typically.
Plus persuasion, so that's a 21 on flirting.
Yeah. Martinique makes a pretty good pass at you, Bartatos.
Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and roll to see how I feel about it.
So,
Insight check?
for my divination,
Oh.
can I ask whether it augurs well or poorly for Martinique to be hooking up with the bard?
If you want to waste
Yeah,
25
that
gold
was-
on that, feel free.
That was exactly
Okay.
my question.
Yeah, so I rolled poorly, so I'm
didn't
going to be
land?
too dense. I'm going to be too dense to have any idea what the hell Martinique's talking about.
All right.
So
all
you're
right.
flirting, but he doesn't seem to be.
It's
It's not that he's
better
not
than a
picking
good
up what
roll.
you're putting down. It's that he doesn't seem aware that something was put down.
Was floated.
Yeah. Biddy, did you want to do an actual divination, or did you just want to waste 25 gold?
Yeah, actually, whether
No,
are the omens good or bad?
Bartatos reacted exactly the way I reacted in high school.
Yeah, yeah.
I was totally oblivious, just like
Totally.
perfect.
What's your divination, Biddy?
Whether the omens bode well or poorly for the potential union that we see developing here.
Signs point
Times
to no.
2, because that was exactly what I was going to do. So times 2 that.
Signs point to no, and outlook not good are your two answers from the Magic 8 Ball. Anything else, or do you want to head on over? You do note, probably the Colonel, you would notice because your perception's pretty good. Probably Tink as well. You guys do see off in the distance there appear to be small flying things, somethings you don't know. They're all uniformly shaped, and you're still pretty far away, so it's kind of tough to make out. But there are things flying into and out of the workshop.
Ooh, hang on. Did I just cast... That was a 4th level spell, right?
You can cast it as a ritual, so
Oh, shit.
if you
Okay,
make it
cool.
take 10, well, it takes 11 minutes to cast it as a ritual. But if you cast it as a ritual, it
But
doesn't
we're
use a spell slot.
within. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So we're within. I'm okay. I haven't burned us.
About a
as we're
day's
riding
travel. You
or
can see
whatever.
the workshop off in the distance, but only because it is enormous. So
How big? Like how big is it? Is it?
you
like
can
a,
see it
like
from
a
like 20
building,
miles
like
away. So
plain building?
big.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You can see it from further away than you could see the Citadel. How's that? So it's probably bigger than
Oh, wow.
the Citadel. Yeah, it is. It is
And he
very large.
it just got up and moved.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what they said.
Well, they're all doing that. I'm just going to spend time with the horses in the morning.
That's fine. You feed and water the horses like a good adventurer. Got it. Okay, sorted. So you guys gonna mount up and head out? It's like
Sure.
your horse is showing seems to be quite fond of you, especially based on the fact that you told it to run to safety when threatened. The horse is like, man, this guy gets it. We horses always pay the price. All right, well, you guys mount up and drive up. You travel. When you get about, I don't know, a couple miles from the workshop, you got a much better idea. It looks like there's some kind of mechanical flying machines that have a bunch of rotors flying into and out of the workshop. They seem to be carrying, like each one has a small box attached to the bottom, like a little metal box.
And like Amazon drones.
Very much just exactly like that. In fact, yes, they are buzzing in and out of the shop. No one bothers you. Nothing seems to really care that you're approaching. Though you do see some explosions off to one side of the thing. You can't exactly make out what it is, but you hear some loud booms and see some balls of fire and blossoming over on the eastern edge of the workshop. The workshop itself is a giant, enormous metal obelisk. And there, as the obelisk goes up, there are some parapets and turrets and other things on there. What looks like guns and defenses. There's all kinds of like bits and bobs and antennas and all kinds of shit poking up at the very top. But mostly, it's just a largish iron cylinder.
So those would be the dangerous experiments he was.
Maybe, you're
probably
not sure.
leaving
But
for.
there are some explosions going off in the eastern side of it. But it's around the corner of the tower a little bit, so you can't exactly tell what it is. There is a large door in the front of the tower. If you could go to the door, you could go around the edge of it a little bit and go see what the ruckus is. Your call.
All right. What do we want to do?
The door is closed, by
or
the way,
explosions. Anyone?
I mean, we could fly up and investigate these.
It's not a matter of up; it's more of a matter of around the curve of the cylinder.
I see.
And the cylinder is very tall, like hundreds and hundreds of feet.
Okay, is there any other like defenses or anything where people
There are all
watching
sorts
this-
of things that
watching
look
this
like
approach?
guns and ballista and projectile throwers and cannons strapped to various parts of the tower. None of them seem to be doing anything, and none of them are pointed at you.
So sorry, is there a main entrance that's visible, or is this
Yep.
just a cylinder?
Nope, there's a great big huge giant door that is closed, and it's what you can see. There's a big door in the side of the cylinder facing you, but it appears to be closed.
But the road leading up to it goes to that door.
It does indeed, yes.
And this is a main road.
Well, it's more like a path. You can tell that most of the traffic on here is not gun-based. Also, the road that you guys have been on for the last 2-ish, roughly, days, it doesn't look like a road so much as it looks like a place where something got dragged across the terrain and just kind of made a path.
Jeez. Okay,
Gotcha.
so there's no sense of any traffic or anything like
You
that.
have not seen another soul since you left Notch. Like, not the
Probably-
only thing you've seen is that wyvern.
Probably the only traffic on this road has been other adventurers investigating Sedgwick's
Well,
various.
not if this thing is
So that's a
bumping
relatively
around.
safe
There's
assumption.
probably no route. But if this thing
Well-
is bumping around, there are no roads to it, right?
Well, it makes the road behind it, apparently, as it walks itself to a new location.
Yeah, this doesn't look like a road so much as it looks like the path where somebody drugged something heavy.
I think we should just go up and knock.
Yeah, I feel like we should just go knock or something.
Okay, so you guys ride up to the door, and the booming and banging around the side of the cylinder continues. And when you get to the door, there's a small panel over to the right, and the small panel says kidnap attempt detected. Automatic defenses in place. Come back, please
Oh.
wait.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
okay. So maybe let's not attempt to break in.
I mean, I was just gonna knock, but not break in.
If you knock on it,
That makes sense.
if you knock, the thing will flash again, which just says, "Please wait, please wait, please wait."
Okay.
So it's the factory's on standby mode right now.
It says, "Please wait."
If
Well, we
it's
could
booming
go-
and clanging, then it's
All
obviously
prepared,
in
that would
action.
be great, but I don't.
Are you guys just gonna knock? Or are you gonna speak or anything?
Well, what else is on the panel? Are there any buttons or anything on it?
There's a big red button that says "Press for service."
I'm gonna press it.
Good afternoon. Thank you for visiting the headquarters of Cedric Co. Currently, a kidnapping attempt is in progress. Please wait for further advisements.
Oh,
Is there like a spot where we can talk to the box or like a receptionist or something?
There's like a little thing that looks like slits that, while your character doesn't necessarily recognize, Silk Monkey would recognize them as what appears to be a microphone. Yeah. The grill looks like a drive-up theater speaking box, or drive-through speaking box. It's like a McDonald's speaker, and that's the thing that the voice came out of when you push the button.
I think I just want to trot my horse around the tower and just like get a 360 view of the scenery. So I'm just gonna.
Are you going in
Take
the
a look.
direction of the explosions, or are you going around from the opposite side? Because the tower is big. Like you think it's maybe if you want to try and circle it, your best guess, it's going to take like 2 hours to go all the way around.
Okay.
This thing is huge. Your best guess says this thing is probably a mile in diameter.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's big.
I think shouldn't Barty try a Wayne's World 2 sort of through the microphone?
Anybody who wants to talk to the mic is welcome to say whatever they want to it.
Hello, we're here from we're here to
Marshall?
help rescue Cedric.
Thank you for your interest in
Is there-
Cedric Co. Unfortunately, due to a higher number of usual of kidnapping attempts, all of our operatives are currently busy. While your call is very important to us, please wait and the first available representative will be with you as soon as the kidnapping has been resolved.
Operator person.
Thank you
Live
for your interest
person.
in Cedric Co. Due to a higher than usual number of kidnapping attempts, all our operators are currently busy. Please stand by, and your call is very important to us. Please stand by, and the first available representative will be with you as soon as the kidnapping has been resolved.
I'll try to cast counterspell to like counter the phone tree to get to a human.
Tick off a third level spell, nothing happens.
No, yeah.
What's that?
Nothing
We-
happens. Tick off a third level spell.
I'm just kidding.
Should we?
I'm just kidding after it fails.
I thought he was
Nice.
gonna get us all killed.
So I'm thinking me and Marty should like scope the place out. We can go.
Yeah,
we can go aside and then.
Yeah, we should take a long walk. It might take
and-
like
and-
4 or 5 hours to get back to you guys. Don't look for us.
I mean,
That's
you
all right.
have, you
There'll be
have
a
the
nice
broom.
gruel waiting for you when you get back.
So you guys are
Yeah,
gonna go around the side of the tower and fuck?
Well, you know,
I
It
didn't
sounded
say
like.
we'll
I
start
was
with
gonna go
the-
one way and send Marty the other way, so we can.
Seriously, on horseback, you're pretty sure it's gonna take you like 2 hours to circle the tower.
I mean, they can like pitch the magic tent or whatever and hang out
The
if they want
explosions
to.
and whatnot are still going off
What?
on the other side.
We should investigate that.
Okay,
perhaps.
okay, off camera. What the fuck is going on? Where did this come from?
Where
What
did what
did I
come from?
miss? This romance.
This has been
you
going
know,
for episodes and episodes.
two
This
lonely
is-
people
yeah.
are on a road.
Yeah,
Okay,
but-
so what's everybody doing? Give me an idea of what everybody's actually gonna do here. So you're facing the
Has
tower
Jake
at the
not been
door.
paying
The
attention?
the
This is
bangs,
crazy.
booms, and explosions they seem to be closer if you were to circle counterclockwise. If you wanted to
Okay.
circle clockwise, you'd be going the long way towards the explosions. What's everybody doing here?
I think I'm gonna go the short way towards the explosions.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Bartatas and Martinique start. Are you guys on your horses, or are you just walking?
Horses.
I'm gonna go on horse, and I'll just sort of like disguise slightly to be a little bit more like camouflaged, like the area.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Should
you
we,
disguise
all
yourself
go?
as a perfect Jean-Claude Van Damme from Universal Soldier, and Martinique and
Perfect.
Bartatas start circling the tower in a counterclockwise fashion. What's everybody else doing?
I mean, I kind of get the feeling we should all go, but
Okay. Slexy's tagging along. Biddy, you and Tink tagging along.
Yeah,
as well?
I assume we should stick together. It seems, for survival reasons, that's probably a good idea.
So you guys start circling the tower, and about 10 minutes later, you come around and you see a giant battlefield. There is a titanic horde of undead, although most of them appear to have been disabled. There are 3 figures who are battling this horde, just 3 guys. Like, literally, there are thousands of undead bodies littered around them in piles. One of the people appears to be a male human who is flying in the air, walking around, firing big blasts of what appears to be some kind of cone damage out of its forehead. Every time it, like, screws up, it's like focusing its concentration, and then a big cone of force flies out of its forehead and just vaporizes a shitload of undead. There's a small man in some leather armor who appears to be dashing about the battlefield at an unbelievably furious pace with a pair of knives, furiously stabbing every undead he can find, although most of his blows seem to really hurt the undead as opposed to kill them. And then there is a large male elf and plate mail with a greatsword who seems to be following along behind the small man with the pair of knives, cleaning up, like finishing his kills. So like the little man dashes in and is like wounding something, and then the big guy with the sword follows. He's not really big, he's just tall. The tall elf with the sword follows along behind him and is just like cutting swaths through the wounded guys. And they appear to be, the battle seems to be mostly over. It looks like they're just mopping up the last, couple, probably say maybe 100 various and sundry varieties of zombies and skeletons that are still like, piling over the wall of their own corpses.
Neat.
So there's
Seems
more
like
freams and beams and slices and stabbing, and as you guys circle around the tower, you sort of get up to the edge of the battlefield right about the time they finish. The guy who was flying and doing the death cones from his forehead lands next to them, and they start walking over in your direction.
I mean, if we run, they can easily kill us, so...
They don't look especially hostile. Like, they're not running at you, they're just walking over your way.
I'm just gonna wave and sort of
I offer
make a greeting.
assistance.
Okay, so Bardatos, well, they're too far. Well, they're still, probably 120, 200 yards away. So a little too far for talking. But Bardatos, when you wave at him, the guy with the little knives waves back.
Cool.
Okay,
Is it a
it's
hobbit?
kind of like
There are 2 humans and an elf. The man with the knives is a human. The guy who was flying and doing the forehead cone is a human, and the tall man with the sword is an elf. So you guys wait a couple minutes and they walk over. They're like,
I think we should meet them halfway.
Okay, that's fine.
yeah.
All right, so you guys start walking toward him. They're like, hey, what's going on? How you guys doing? The small man with the knives is the one who's speaking. What's up, guys? How you doing?
How are you guys doing?
I mean, just another day, just another dollar. You guys want some food? You here to see Cedric?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Are you gonna kidnap him? Because if you're gonna kidnap him, we're gonna have to kill you.
No, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, are you
Yeah, we
sure?
have-
And he starts looking you up and down very closely, and then he turns and looks at the elf, and he's like, "What do you think, Calidor?" He's like, "Nope, they're good." Well, then he revises. He says, "They're good for today." And he's like, "Guy, what do you think?" And he looks over to the psychic guy who appears to be bored. The psychic guy has actually already pulled out a deck of cards and is flipping them, and he's like, "What? Oh, right." And everybody make a wisdom save for me. DC 21.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna suck.
Petrov, you're gonna have to do that for me, please.
Yeah, gotcha, Tink.
I actually made it. Holy shit! I got a 21.
Tink, you rolled an 8.
Wow.
I didn't
Yeah.
make it. I got a 16.
Okay.
Sorry, what was it?
DC 21.
Wisdom.
Nope. 17.
Oh, so Tink, you failed. Did any Bardatos, you succeed?
I got a 23.
Yeah,
Okay,
I got a 21.
All right, so
Nice
the
one,
little
buddy
guy
boy.
looks at you guys, and you feel a buzzing in your skull. It sort of feels like somebody is rifling through your memories. For those of you who failed, he says, "Nah, they're good." Well, I don't know about those 2, and he points at Bardatos, and he's like, and that one, the bard and the Furbolg are, I don't know, maybe like possibly kidnappers, but I don't know. Their friends don't seem to think about kidnapping. In fact, they think they're here to save Cedric. I don't know. Anyway, I'm done, and he flies off.
Well, okay then.
And
Let me
Calidor's
just
like,
say,
all right. You guys want some tea?
That was some impressive work, Calidor. You're really impressive.
Sure. You guys want some tea?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Sure.
All right. The tower's probably open now, so we can go inside. So they lead you back around the way that you came, and the front door is now open.
Is he offering lettuce tea?
Not sure that's a thing.
I don't know what lettuce tea is,
You
dude.
wouldn't be because you're not a turtle.
Well, if you're making tea out of lettuce, that sounds gross. But if you want a head of lettuce, probably we can get our hands on one.
It's just hot lettuce water.
This is Jake, by the way, and he points at the small man with the knives. He's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" Anyway, I don't know about lettuce tea, but like, come on, there's food inside if you guys want some. And they lead you back around to the tower to the door, and when they get around to the door, Calidor says, "Alexa, open the damn door." And it says, "Yes, sir. Door is now open. Kidnapping attempt resolved." And you guys walk inside.
So do you guys work for Cedric?
Yeah, we pretty much been protecting him for how long is it now, Jake? Jake's like, honestly, it's as long as I can remember. I don't really remember a time when we weren't defending Cedric. Do you? And Calidor's like, not really. No. It's kind of weird, isn't it? And they're like, yeah, it is weird now that I think about it. You know what?
Yeah,
it's one of those things that's
from
probably
the Marshal.
I'll tell you what's weird is if you're defending him, why is he so often kidnapped?
Well, I mean, there's only so much 3 men can do. I mean, we've been doing this a while, and we're getting pretty good at it. But honestly, you know, the kind of stuff.
Well,
that's
I would argue differently if he's being argued.
Anyway, you guys hang out here. We got some other stuff to take care of. Somebody will be along to talk to you in a minute. Have fun.
Sure.
The tea, like he points over a table. Refreshments are like over there. I don't know. Like if you want lettuce, just yell at Alexa. She'll make some. And then Calidor and Jake wander through a door that is there's an iron door at the back of the chamber. You're in a very nice, like well-adorned waiting room. There is a large iron door. Well, actually, it's more like a circle, and it irises open, and they walk through it, and then it irises shut.
Have you changed the tabletop by any chance?
Nope.
Okay, fine. I won't try to restart.
Actually, try now. Now that the wyvern is gone, let me get rid of these horses as well. They could also possibly be what's causing the problem.
Alexa, can I get a burrito?
Absolutely. What flavor of burrito would you prefer? We have the following, and it starts listing off burritos. We have Chipotle flavored burritos. We have queso burritos. And she just begins rattling off a giant list of burritos.
I'm just gonna go ahead and name something that's like beef and like spices.
One beef supreme burrito coming right up, and a little slot opens over on the side, and a steaming Taco Bell beef burrito supreme comes sliding out of the slot.
Ooh.
Wait, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy some.
Thank you for your patience. We're still experiencing slightly longer than usual hold times. A representative will be with you shortly. Make yourself available of the refreshments and enjoy the wait. You are currently 4th in line.
What's the expected waiting time?
The expected wait time is approximately 9.5 minutes. Thank you for your patience. Your call is very important to us. Cedric Co., bringing you the best in magical technology.
Well, I mean, I'm confused, but this is nicer than the last tower we visited.
It's warm in here. There's food. Bartatos, the burrito's really good.
Hey Alexa, can I get a Baja Blast?
Absolutely.
Okay,
One Baja Blast coming right up. Please enjoy your refreshments.
I-
And Baja
yeah.
Blast also rolls out of... There's
I
a
don't
vending
think it's
machine
making
sort of thing over on the side, and a Baja Blast rolls out.
Wait,
Oh my god.
that's totally going to be a thing that exists in this universe of Baja Blast.
I mean, probably literally only here.
Yeah, no.
Okay, well, 9.5 minutes pass. You guys wait and ping various requests off of Alexa, and anything that's modestly priced will just immediately be furnished. And about 10 minutes later, a small gnome walks in. Everybody, make a perception check for me. You know what? Make 2. Make a first one. I will get you, Tink. I got you.
Thank you. I can't load in.
So make 2. So Tink, for the first one, you rolled a 9. And for the second one, you rolled a 3. So Tink got his passive on both, which I know is not good enough. So did anybody beat a 25 on the first one?
Not on
I had a 22 on the first.
So that's a
Perception?
Yep.
No, I got a 19 and a 26.
Okay, so not on the first one. Did anybody get better than a 25 on the first one?
Not on the first one.
Got it. Okay, who beat who? So did anybody get better than a 20 on the second one?
Yes.
I got a 28 on the second.
Okay, so a small gnome is walking in the room, and this gnome is not human. You can tell he is some manner of construct. He's a very, very well-made construct, but he is in fact a construct. Oh, hi there, Cedric. How you doing? Cedrico, confounder and main operative of Cedric. Although technically, I'm not actually Cedric. I'm Cedric version 1717792. How are you today? What can I help you with?
Cool.
Whoa.
Hello.
Good
Oh, you
afternoon.
can
How
help.
can I help you?
You could help by not being Australian for a start.
Oh,
Very sorry, sir, but this is my normal speaking voice. How are you doing today? Cedric Co. is happy to serve you. In what capacity may I provide assistance? Are you here to kidnap me? Please take me with you.
No.
I would like to go.
No.
No. That
I
won't
have
be
a handle for
necessary.
your convenience. And he spins around, and there is a handle attached to his back.
Why would you want us to kidnap you?
I'm just in the back.
Everybody
laughing.
wants their very own Cedric. Who wouldn't? I'm the best. Everyone loves me. Please
So,
try my handle. And he backs over and wiggles his handle at you.
I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of like feel the handle. Is it what's it made out of? Is
It's like a smooth. It's an aluminum handle.
handle?
This thing has an
That-
aluminum
that-
handle that's attached to its back by rivets. It's riveted to its
That's a
back.
text quote
Well-made
right
handle.
there. I want to feel the hand.
I
Try
wanna
pick,
ask-
pick me up, please. Oh no, I've been kidnapped. When you grasp the handle, he says, "Oh no, I've been kidnapped." Well, it's just another day here at Cedric Co. Take me with you.
Is this like a kink for you, honey?
I'm not sure what you mean. Please take me with you. Proceed with the kidnapping. I have been kidnapped. Thank you
Can
for your
someone
kidnapping
explain why
attempt.
we're here?
Oh my god.
I mean, is there a
I'm just-
calm,
it's like a-
is there a calm mechanical trick?
Martha Toss
Thing
seems
that
to
I
be
have?
the speaker.
Yeah. Could you maybe just settle it down? We actually.
are you
aren't
still
here for the
holding his
kidnapping. I
handle,
just
or are you
wanna
gonna
see
let
the
him go?
handle. I was just gonna like feel it. I wasn't gonna grab it.
Well, as soon as you put your
hand.
hand on it to feel it, he assumed he was being kidnapped.
Oh, okay. Well, I just let go immediately once he started making noise.
Is the kidnapping over? Very well then. Thank you for kidnapping me. How may I help you further?
Sounds
Where?
we
sounds
have
a lot
a,
like my
we
second
ha-
wife.
We have an artifact that needs your assistance there, Cedric.
Artifacts? We love artifacts. In fact, that's our, one might say, reason for being. Artifacts are our facts. Please show me your artifact. I was
I'm
going to
gonna
go
go ahead and
Australian,
gesture
but I like him better this
for
way.
the
Actually.
dagger.
I think Tink has the dagger.
Yeah, Tank has the dagger. I mean, do we just want to show him the dagger?
I want to ask where
I
the
guess,
real
yeah.
Cedric is before we show him the dagger.
What do
The
you
real
mean, where's the
Cedric's
real
probably
Cedric?
hiding.
I assure you, I'm the real Cedric. His voice changes. Like sometimes he sounds very much different than other times. His voice seems to be in and out. Some of it seems like canned responses. Other times it seems like his voice is very clearly synthesized, but some of the responses seem to be not the same as the others.
Do I get an insight roll?
When you
Like
say
your
where's the
voice.
real Cedric, the voice says, "Oh, I assure you, I'm quite the real Cedric. Please show me the
Some of it-
artifact."
Some of it sounds like a real, like just a recording, and some of it sounds like he was put
Like
together.
Is
Yeah,
it like a
that-
person talking through the robot type thing?
It seems
No,
like that
exactly.
sometimes. Yes, I'm not a good
Yes.
enough voice actor to pull it off effectively.
Oh,
sorry.
you're okay. Don't worry. But do we get an insight roll to actually determine that?
Determine
Which
when.
one?
No, it's pretty obvious what's the canned
Okay,
response and
okay,
what's
okay,
not.
okay,
So
okay.
when he has to see the artifact, that was in fact. When he's talking like this, you're pretty sure that's actually not the canned response.
Okay.
Please show me your artifact. I'm quite interested. Love artifacts.
Well,
I mean,
I guess I flash him the knife.
Ooh, just one moment. And he reaches when you pull the knife out. He's like, "May I hold it?"
No, I don't pull the knife out. I show it hitched on my waist.
Okay, well, if you just point to it where it's sheathed on your waist, he's like, I'm afraid I'm gonna need a better look at that, mate. I mean, looks like a sheath from here.
Just show it to him.
I mean, this is the whole reason you came.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why we're being
I
coy
was
with
trying
this,
to sort of. Eke it
That was
out.
not my intention to hand over the artifact.
I will quit the server.
That's
No,
Fine, I can
but
drive
was
things.
trying to eke out. I was trying to eke out. But anyway, okay, fine. I shall. Here, this may be what you need.
Well, let's see here. And he reaches out to take
you
it
may
from
need
you.
to keep your hand on it.
He reaches out to take it from you, and when he pulls it out of your grasp, like a second or two later, it teleports out of his. He's like, oh! And then you hear, just one moment! This will require some additional research!
Yes.
And the gnome seems to go, like, inert for a minute. And after about a minute or time, he comes back, he's like, hey, wait, that's quite, well, I mean, mostly it's just a regular dagger returning, which is a little weird, but there's some extra stuff on that. You guys, like, are you sure you're not here to kidnap me?
Yes, we're positive.
I mean, Guy was pretty
we were
convinced, but
stunned
he, like, gives the eye to Bardatos and Slexy's like, not
No,
too sure about these two. I'd honestly feel a little more comfortable if the Bard and Mr. Furbolg, if you guys would wait here, then, while your friends come.
But I could play some soothing bagpipe music for you.
I will
Zenobia
sit on the floor.
Zenobia said, yeah, you know, you're a fan.
What's a bagpipe?
I'm gonna go ahead and pull the bagpipes out and
sit down and have a look.
and let's start performing some bagpipes.
Okay,
Just-
make a
Oh,
performance
please.
check, please.
Oh, please score high.
25.
Oh.
All right, so you begin riffing into Danny Boy or something else thematically appropriate. And,
Nice.
hey, crikey, stop it! It's that's the most awful noise I've ever heard. For anything, please kidnap me. But I'd rather be kidnapped than take that. Please stop it. Whatever you. And the robot actually starts smoking from its ears, and it begins to sort of malfunction a little bit.
Oops.
Okay.
It starts to get
Like-
jittery and twitch and tick a little bit, and
Oh,
then
time out.
it's like, please, fit it, and then it just stops talking.
Time out. I've please, can I have a timeout?
I mean,
Well, our friend is broken now.
yeah, there's the gnome, the small Cedric bot in front of you is actually just, it is gone inert. Its head is canted to the side at a very not natural angle, and it is smoking quietly.
Let's wait for a new bot. I bet you he's got a lot more stuffed in a cupboard somewhere.
We'll get Cedric version 19.
Are you still playing the bagpipes?
No, I'm going to stop once he like explodes.
Okay, so are you going to play until the robot explodes? Because you're going to be playing for a while. It's not actually going to blow up.
Oh, I just meant like once he like smokes and kind of like goes.
Okay.
inert.
So
I'm
as
just
soon
gonna
as you realize that the robot is broken, you stop playing the bagpipes, and as soon as the music stops, 3 more identical robots come out, and they're like, "Oh crikey, mate! For the love of God, whatever those are, don't just please put them away. Please make it stop. It's the most awful sound I've ever heard." 7719 and 246.116. Clean up that, and you know what? In fact, can you put those over there in the corner? And the robot points to a small receptacle in the corner.
Can I have a brief
Will I- will-
timeout?
What is
Will
it?
I
that you
get
would
them
like
back?
to-
I
I mean,
like
the
bagpipes.
boxes. He's like, sure. It's just I'm kind of afraid of them. I don't want to. Please, I'm a little scared. Dude.
This is in Silk's favor. Is that his primary musical weapon, quote unquote, are the bagpipes, but it's got a -5 basically every time he tries to use it.
No, the song was great. It's just
No,
didn't
it's
react well with this
basically
robot.
the sound is utterly. There is no area that we've gone into where the sound is euphonious. It is complete.
You ever heard
dissonance
bagpipes
wherever we
played
go.
in a small room, Ting?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Real unpleasant.
It's real. It's
Do
like
you
being watched.
remember who you're talking to? Yes, I come from Dunedin,
It's
New
real
Zealand,
real
south
unpleasant.
of South Island.
Yeah, so
that
that
is a Scottish, yes, and I don't mind it. It's fine.
I like bagpipes.
Yeah, well, I don't. I'm not going to say it's. I don't want to hear Chopin played on the bagpipes, but at the same time, I feel, as I say, in Silk's defense, is that he's got his primary weapon, musical weapon, is a real a bum.
I mean,
basically,
he can play many instruments. Just
for a bit here.
Yeah,
Silk, are you willing to put the pipes
I'm-
in the basket?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a show of of kind of disdain, but okay.
All right, so you put the pipes in the bucket, and he's like, it's better. I feel safe in here. Okay, come with me then. And the other two robots have gathered up the malfunctioning Cedric bot, and they had disappeared into one of the many different holes in the wall. And the other Cedric bot leads you guys through the same door that Calidor and Jake went through earlier. Or he's motioning. Are you guys willing to go in?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you follow the Cedric bot back through into... so as you pass through the door, Iris is open, and then Iris is closed behind you. And once Iris is closed behind you, you are in a large factory. Like the biggest factory you've ever seen. It's a giant... You're inside a giant cylinder, and pretty much every inch of the inside of it all the way up, and it extends higher than you can actually see to the top of it, is filled with various and sundry machines, clanking sounds. There's like Jacob's ladders with arcs of electricity flying. It's the wildest sci-fi lab you've ever seen, and it is nothing but nonstop motion and sound and blur. So it's just, you see conveyor belts with pieces and machinery rolling past, and comes on and gets another, whatever it's building gets another bolt attached to it. There are drones zipping about, hauling things to and fro. It's the inside of a Factorio factory, if they were built in a vertical cylinder. And Cedric is leading you through a small walk pathway that's marked off on both sides with black and yellow caution tape. And he just leads you down a hallway right down the middle of this factory. And in the middle, on the floor, there is a small sphere, like a little iron sphere, that has another one of the Iris doors in it, and he is leading you towards that door. You can see all kinds of different stuff being made in the factory. Like, you can see the manufacture of some magic items that you recognize. There are Cedric bots everywhere, pulling levers, pushing, turning cranks. Like, all of the machinery is manned by one of the Cedric bots that you have seen. There are hundreds of them that you count in the time that you're walking down the passage. It's just an entirely automated factory made with replicas of what appears to be a small no. And the main Cedric bot leads you to the door. He's like, "Thank you for enjoying Cedric. I wholeheartedly appreciate you not kidnapping me. Please step inside the dome."
Okay, step inside.
Yeah.
All right, so the door Iris is open, and you're in some manner of airlock. There's another door almost immediately on the other side. The door behind you, Iris, is closed. Your ears pop a little bit, and then the door in front of you, Iris, is open, and you are in a small, what appears to be relatively small. It's maybe 20 feet in radius, so it's like a 40 feet across dome. That's just a lavish living space. There's a nice bed in the corner. There's a table with some foodstuffs on it, various and sundry different magic, there's books and papers scattered about in one corner of it. And sitting in the middle in a small chair is a gnome, and he is fiddling with you're not sure what it is, some manner of mechanical device. It appears to be some sort of scanner. He's scanning it over his hand. Oh, hey guys. So he does not have a handle, by the way. So kidnapping's going to start now. I'm assuming you guys are just here to kidnap me. Then should we go ahead and get this out of the way?
We're definitely not.
I'd rather not. I'd rather not with the kidnapping. We were actually
Really?
hired by the marshal to solve a kidnapping of some kind. I'm not really sure.
Well, but I'm not kidnapped.
You seem to be here and not kidnapped, but they
well,
hired us to
are you
kidnap
sure you're not here to kidnap me? Because I've been tricked before.
We're positive.
It's fine if you want to
I'm
kidnap
still
me.
down on the
Go
resume.
ahead. You go and take away. I'm
we
ready to go.
actually want
Give the order.
information. We actually don't want you kidnapped.
You're
because that's
absolutely
not why
certain.
we're
Yes.
here. Yeah, quite sure.
Just a minute, then. And he pushes a button on his chair, and another Cedric bot walks in wearing a weird helmet. He's holding a weird helmet. He's like, would you put this on?
Okay. Is he gesturing to me?
Yep.
Okay. I normally have a different kind of hat on, but this is fine. I apologize. My hair can sometimes be disheveled underneath my hat.
It's fine.
So...
I mean, look at me. And when you look at him, his hair is all crazy and wild, like he never combs it.
He's a no.
Okay, so he's got like a Bernie Sanders haircut.
Yeah, he very
like
much is. Yeah, he's shaggy like Bernie, except more so.
Okay, so I'll just take off my hat of disguise and throw on his metal helmet.
Okay, you put on his helmet and a button. He pushes a button on his remote control, and the helmet buzzes a little bit. And there's two things on the side that light up. And he says, "Are you here to kidnap me?"
No.
Okay, is that a truthful answer?
Yeah, we're not here to kidnap him.
He's like,
I'm just.
well, all right. How about you? Give that to your friends then. And in turn, he's going to demand that each of you put on the helmet and ask if you're here to kidnap him. Is anybody here with the intent to kidnap Cedric?
No. Even though it seems like he really wants it, no.
Okay, so each of you turn on the helmet, and he asks you if you're here to kidnap him. All of you say no, and every time you answer, he looks at a scanner in his hand. When the last of you is done, he's like, "Oh, well, dang, it's all right then. So you just hear about this knife? It's
Yep,
huh?
that's pretty much it.
He looks genuinely disappointed and also a little confused. But the other Cedric bot comes and takes the helmet and then wanders away. It walks out through a door. He's like, "Well, I guess we'll take a look at your knife then." I need everybody to make a perception check for me also. Let me know if anybody beats a 25.
He seems so sad.
Let me know if anybody beats a 25.
Nope.
You tell me.
Nope.
+4, by the way.
Oh, right. Sorry. I will roll for Tink. I keep forgetting he's not here.
Sorry.
Nope, Tink, you missed. Anybody beat a 25?
What was it, perception?
Yep.
Yeah.
21. No.
Okay.
Excuse me, can I just ask retroactively, would I have known we were making and so therefore could I have cast guidance on someone?
No, this is not the kind of thing
fair
I'm
enough.
with. This is more of a just noticing something in passing.
Yep. Sure.
Okay. Well, can I see your knife then? It seems like probably you should hang on to it there, Mr. Turtlemane. What's your names, by the way? I'm Cedric. You may have gathered it. What are your names? Genuinely, I normally don't remember the names of my kidnappers because it's too many names to remember, but I feel like it'd be much easier to remember the names of the folks that didn't kidnap me. So, yeah.
My name's Barnatos.
Not nice to meet you, I guess, then. Except for the noise thing, it was unpleasant. How about you there, fellow? And he's looking at Martinique.
The name's Martinique, but you can call me Marty.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you there, Marty. There, Mr. Turtlemane. If I could stop calling you Mr. Turtlemane because I feel like it's vaguely racist and I'd like to not do that.
Well, I just can't help thinking of XCOM too. But my name is Galapagos.
Nice to meet you there, Galapagos. How about you, tall fellow? And he's looking at Slexy.
You can just call me Soul.
Nice to meet you there, Salt. And quiet man in the back there with the wizard book.
And Arbiter Submagistrate Tiberius the 17th, third class.
It's quite a name. Have you got something shorter? Because I'm never going to remember all that, gotta be honest.
Marmaduke.
He doesn't actually. It's
Tib.
Tib it is then. Nice to meet you, Tib. So let's take a look at this dagger there. And if you could, Galapagos, maybe just hang on to that and let me get me spectacles there. And he reaches into a little pouch on his belt and pulls out a very elaborate set of some sort of like goggle-ish instrument, straps him to his face, and begins looking at your dagger. Very interesting. Well, he pulls the goggles off, grabs a screwdriver out of his belt pouch as well, starts turning various screws and dials, puts the goggles back on, stares at the dagger for a minute, shakes his head, takes the goggles back off, gets a bigger screwdriver, starts tinkering with the bits inside the goggles, puts the goggles back on, looks at the dagger, shakes his head, takes the goggles off, gets out a bigger screwdriver, and this screwdriver is quite large, and smashes the goggles.
Oh, shit.
Well, those things suck then. Gonna need a better set of goggles, I reckon. I'm not quite sure what that is. Appears to be just a regular dagger returning, but then when you look at the dwellers on it, it's definitely not. Who made this? I've never seen anything like it, and that's saying something because I've seen pretty much everything like everything.
Precisely. So in the same manner that if we witnessed someone performing exactly the same actions that we took in for repair or examination, we would say, whoa, what caused you to do that? Or what? Yeah. And so I in all seriousness, I ask, what has motivated you to perform such aggressive actions against your own tools?
Yeah, well, I mean, if the goggles didn't work for determining what this is, then it's a garbage prototype. Going to have to take that one back to square one. So, no reason to build on a shitty design. Might as well just scrap it and start over from scratch. But that's fine. Again, where'd you get this thing? Who made this? I've never seen anything like it, and I've seen something like everything. So it's, I mean, not even in necessarily this universe. I've been to a couple other ones and still never seen anything like this. Where'd you get it?
Time out. Presumably, I'm the person he's speaking to because I'm the carrier.
He's addressing you generally as a group, but
yeah, I mean, we got it from Jonas, was he a cleric of
Jonas
Roy?
is a cleric, yes. A cleric of what now?
Okay.
What's a Roy?
So, yeah, Roy is apparently a deity. He's got this nonsense, and I'm going to go ahead and gesture, and I'm going to pull a book of Roy out of
he's a god then. Is this his holy book then? Give me a minute, and he takes it over. He takes the book of Roy from you and runs it over to some little manner of scanning device, and he scans it and then looks at a screen. He's like, "Oh, well, it's just gibberish then," and he brings you the book back. Not sure what that is, but if this was made by a god, that, I guess, sort of makes sense, although I've seen plenty of god rot stuff before, and this looks weird even for god rot. Like, normally god rot items are, they've got a particular sort of flavor about their duoma, and this isn't not that. This is going to require some special analysis, I think. That's going to take some time, and also, I don't mean to seem to be discourteous here at Cedric Co. We aim to please. Satisfaction is our number one priority, but I got a bit of a problem, and I can't really dedicate the resources I'd need to properly analyze this, unless you'd be willing to help a mate, then.
What?
We could probably come to some kind of arrangement. We're amenable to helping you out. A little. We scratch your back, you scratch ours, sort of tradesy. As it were,
mate.
For services
okay,
in
well,
kind.
I'm gonna need you guys to go and fetch me Cedric bot prototype thing.
I knew it was gonna be a fetch quest. God damn it! Marty turns and kicks a chair.
Easy on the upholstery there, Marty. I don't know what a fetch quest is, but my prototype Cedric bot is gone missing, and I'm pretty sure it was kidnapped. All the Cedric bots come established with the standard kidnapping protocol, so that's not unusual. But honestly, this one is. What's the best way to phrase this? Spectacularly dangerous. Yeah. Probably it's the whole reason I moved my factory, in fact. If you guys want to maybe go and see about recovering him. Honestly, you guys probably shouldn't do the recovery. In fact, now that I think about it, you'd all die.
Just
so
have
that's
us track it down.
Probably a bad idea. If you could figure out where it went, though, that'd be probably helpful. Yeah. I'm genuinely not sure you're qualified to retrieve it, but you could probably figure out where it went.
Can I ask you about the kidnapping thing? Because it seems like it seems unnecessary. You got such a high security here. You got all your bots, and they really
been kidnapped 12 times this week, mate. 12 times this week. 12 times.
Jesus Christ! Why?
Well, when you can make literally anything anybody can imagine, needless to say, those services are in pretty high demand. So lots of powerful people tend to, want me to do stuff for them. And I genuinely feel it's just easier to usually do what they want than it is to maybe get killed. So when people kidnap me, I usually just let them and then build whatever it is they ask me to build till they get bored and forget that I'm around.
You also just like building.
That's part of it too. I don't really usually mind. Sometimes they ask me to build really dangerous stuff. Like one time I made a helmet that blew up a city. Maybe you've heard of Newberg. Yeah, that's sort of a little bit my fault. But usually it beats the alternative of not being alive anymore. I'm not much of a fighter.
So,
Great inventor though.
but yeah, let's say we were able to locate this missing prototype. Could you maybe help me turn my bagpipes into some kind of weapon? I feel like
prefer those. Well, based on the reaction me Cedric bought head to those, I'd kind of like you to take those with you when you go, and maybe never bring them back.
Yes,
but I leave that up to you. But no, I don't really feel like weaponizing them. I've made some horribly destructive things in my day, but even I have me limits. Unless you're all here to kidnap me, by the way. And now he's looking. Now he's giving you the stink eye. Unless this is all a ploy and you are in fact here to kidnap me.
No, I just know your reputation is so strong. I would love to upgrade some of my musical gear, and being adventurers, we also sometimes get into.
I kind of feel like you're asking a lot here. Here's my mystery dagger. Figure out what it is, Mr. Goldroll item that you bring in. Just asking me off the cuff, and now we're horse trading there. Feels a little unequal. I'm not gonna lie. Here I am, being nice, offering you food. You enjoyed that burrito, didn't you? So, what about fetching me missing bot, or rather finding me missing bot? Because again, I'm not sure you'll be able to fetch him.
Do you have any idea where it could have gone, or where it was?
Pretty good idea. Do you see that scuff up that was coming outside the tower there with Jake and Calidor and Guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the advanced force that they beat down, and while they was busy doing that, normally they're me defenders, my most stalwart friends, have rescued me more times than I can count, literally. Yeah, while they were busy dealing with that, somebody snuck in and tried to snatch me, but they got me prototype instead, and honestly, probably would have been better if they had gotten me. The prototype is, like I said, spectacularly dangerous. Yeah, it's not good that it's out and about on its own. I'm not sure how it's going to react.
What makes it so dangerous?
It's probably best not to discuss that. World rending and reality warping fabric and technologies don't really seem like they're your cup of tea. More my own bit then. Possibly that tip guy in the back, and he points at Biddy, might get a bit of a hint of it there. But let's just say when you're messing with the universe timelines and overlapping meta realities, shit can get real fast. So best not delve too deeply in that. But I do need me robot back. So if you guys wanna, I can take you to the scene of the crime if you'd like.
Sure.
Right.
Lead on.
All right then. So here we are, and he points to
what kind of universe warping technologies he's talking about.
Make an Arcana roll for me.
Okay.
Let me know if you get a 30 or better.
Oh boy.
Ooh, I'm not sure if I'm capable of that.
Can I assist?
No.
25.
Okay. So it seems like he's talking about some sort of reality manipulation, multiple timelines, sort of a multiverse theory kind of thing. Maybe he built a robot that can travel between different universes, possibly. You're not quite sure. What he's saying doesn't exactly make sense to you, but it seems stupendously dangerous. Like a robot that can warp reality seems like not the kind of thing an ordinary person would even want to try and build. Let alone build and then get kidnapped.
Right.
Anyway,
for his hubris in the face of the majesty of the physical reality.
Yeah, well, if I cared about hubris, I certainly wouldn't have founded Cedric Co. I mean, hubris is our middle name. It's actually mission statement here, and he pulls out a piece of paper and hands you a copy of what it appears to be a corporate mission statement, and at the bottom it says, "We embrace hubris."
Oh. Well,
also, here we are at the scene of the crime, by the way. It's here. He points over to one corner. There's a small scorch mark on the carpet that appears to lead out through one of the irising portals. It's where the robot was, and when I came back in my shop after the assault, when I went into my panic room, that's where it wasn't anymore. So, there you go.
Once again, I
So,
believe that assassination of this creature would probably be the best thing.
Why?
Are you actually saying that, Tink?
Yeah, don't say that, Tink.
Are you actually saying that?
You said it in the voice, so that sounded like a character.
I mean, you wouldn't be the first to express that kind of sentiment in me presence. Also a little uncomfortable now. I'm gonna go. You guys can just follow up on this on your own then. Good luck, Mr. Galapagos. See you around. And he darts off through a small opening that you previously did not see. And you are now in a room, and there is a small scorch mark over on the carpet. There is the door over by the scorch mark iris is open. And you can see there's a small tunnel that leads to the outside. Looks like some manner of escape route.
I'd like to do.
Maybe don't threaten to kill a guy?
No, I did not say
Gee, it'd really be
You did it in the voice.
Sure wouldn't be better if this guy was dead, huh?
I'd like to do it.
He's been abducted so many times. It's virtually an industry. And I'm saying, this is why. I'm not given any scope.
What you literally said is, boy, it sounds like it'd be better for the world if this guy was dead.
No!
You did! You said it in the character
You
voice.
said that verbatim.
But
All right.
that's not what I meant.
If you say it in the character voice, we assume you're talking in character.
Well, feel free to drop a "That was not my intention." And then, you guys want to look at this scorch mark on the carpet?
I'd like to do it.
I was going to do
this guy. Is what
Make a survival roll for me, actually.
For me?
Yep, survival.
Okay, well, okay. I'm gonna roll.
Anybody who's trying to figure this out.
Oh, okay.
19?
Yeah, I'm coming over.
Okay. There appears to be a scorch mark on the carpet. It is foot-shaped, and the scorched footprints appear to lead out of the tunnel.
I have a +7 for survival.
Hold on, do I recognize the shape of the footprints?
They look like a shoe. They are shoe-shaped, like a boot.
Are they human-sized feet?
Yeah, I mean, they're within the variance for humanoid. Might not necessarily be a human per se, but something that walks on two legs and is probably one of the normal-ish races.
Okay.
It's normal-ish enough that it was wearing boots.
Right. Okay. Can I want to just like spend a few minutes looking around the room for any other clues before following the footsteps?
Okay. Make an investigation roll. Let me know.
I also assist on that because I'm the thief.
That's fine. You guys can look around.
Who's pulling out their Sherlock Holmes pipe?
I don't want anyone to put this all on me because this was totally,
Hey, he
21?
took it well. He didn't.
21.
21.
I mean, what are you looking for specifically? I mean, it's basically the room where a gnome lives. There's all kinds of weird magical devices and half-built stuff that you don't necessarily understand what it is or what it does, but
I'm looking for like signs of forced entry or anything like that, like things that are out of place from the...
Other than the scorch mark on the carpet, there is nothing remarkable. Well, there are many things that are remarkable, but not that would be indicative of this particular variety of remark. Like, there's a Game Boy in the corner, but...
Okay, but nothing pertinent to the break-in.
Yeah, no, there's a big screen with like a Switch that's got a paused game of Mario Kart on it, but that's,
what level of Tetris is he on? Because I'll delete it.
You don't see any copies of Tetris.
What's through the door that it looked like it was dragged?
It's just the tunnel. Looks like it goes all the way outside. You can see white at the end of the tunnel.
Okay. So that's where it is. That's where it went.
I don't
You guys want to follow the footprints?
Is this guy of use or what? I mean, are we going to kill him?
I mean,
oh my God.
guy? Cedric is gone. He's not in here anymore. He ran into a panic room when you threatened to kill him.
Maybe we'll leave the turtle outside.
Fine. He ran into a panic room when you suggested it would be better for the world if he was dead.
Yeah, that's kind of a dick thing to say to someone we need help from.
I've literally spluttered when you said that.
Okay, well, you guys gonna go down the tunnel and follow the footprints?
Yeah.
All right, so you follow them down the tunnel and get to the outside, and Jake is there waiting, and he's got your horses. Like, yeah, Cedric said I was supposed to help you guys follow these tracks because apparently someone kidnapped, I don't know, like some sort of dangerous explosive prototype or world-rending prototype. I don't know. It was like, it's a Tuesday, whatever.
Has
Some
this
sort of-
prototype ever been kidnapped before?
I don't even know what you're talking about, but do Cedric bots get kidnapped? Yeah, all the time. It's their whole job. That's why do you think he builds all those robots and makes them super kidnappable? He's just
You
trying to
seem-
prevent himself from getting kidnapped, and the easiest way to do that is to make people think they already did it. So
He said that it would have been better if they had actually taken him instead of this particular bot that he wants us to go find.
well, that's a little weird, but probably we should just follow these footprints, huh? By the way, I'm
Yep.
Jacob Froststep. You may have heard of me. I'm kind of
Have
a big
we?
deal in these parts. Make a history
Yes.
roll.
Please make a history roll on my behalf.
You bet. Got
I got a 20.
Ooh, I got a
Plus
3.
4.
You got a 16, Tink. Who beat a 20 besides Barnatos?
I got dog shit.
Okay.
I got nothing.
Barnatos, you've heard
Do
of
I
Jacob
like know a
Froststep.
song of him?
You have
Like a
heard
song of
legends.
him?
Actually, you have heard a legend of Jake Calidor and Guy. They were famous adventurers from a long time ago, like, I don't know, probably 30 years. Jake is dead, actually. He retired to the Elven lands and just died of old age. Calidor is a member of the Council of Dragonmyrth Lords, or at least that's what you know from the song. And nobody knows what happened to Guy, though he did once destroy a city with a magic helmet and a floating castle in the sky. He's the reason he's the reason Berg became Newburg before it became Newburg. He blew it up.
Wow.
He's one of the most powerful psionicists who ever lived.
Cool. Sparky Boom Man.
I have heard of you. Yeah, there's been some stories that I've heard in my travels.
Make another perception check for me, everybody. Well, actually, just Bartatos, because he's the only one who's heard of Jake.
Good roll.
24.
You're pretty sure this is a robot that thinks it's Jacob Froststep.
That makes a lot of sense.
It would explain why it doesn't remember anything besides guarding Cedric.
Anyway, you guys ready to go? Come on, we should probably... I mean, this trail ain't getting any fresher.
Good
I
thing.
brought your horses.
Do you
What
have
time-
my bagpipes?
Yeah, they're there with your stuff on the horse. I loaded all your crap up. Do me a
What
favor
time
and
of
don't
day
play
is it
those.
at this point?
It's probably like, I don't know, afternoonish, 2:30.
I mean,
We lost
there's
Hank
not really
for a
anywhere
second.
to like stay anyway, so I guess we should get going.
Oh, don't
huh?
worry, I got a hut. That's fine. Dude, you're working with Cedric Co. Come on, like a place to camp in the cold. Let's go. And he runs off. He is actually moving on foot faster than your horses.
Great.
Well,
He seems to
Yeah.
be remarkably fast.